Hello, Rick. Yeah. Alright. Oh, this might be a slow morning. Oh, well. Oh, hey, Jelly. Hey, good vibes. Hello, Abgus. Hello, Japan. Welcome back, Japan. Hello, Marlene. Hello, Monroe. Hello, Dennis. Hello, Irish. Hello, John. Hello, Monica. Hello, Autumn. Hello, Exploding Social. Hello, Frenchie. Hello, Angel. Hello, Snapster. Hello, Kelly. Hello, Old Man Hunt. How you doing, Jelly? Hello, Frank. Hello, Bulldog. Hello, your mom. Hello, Stacy. Hello, Abba. Hello, Kim. Some comments in the live are filtered to protect community experience. All right. Hello, Frank. Hello, Robert. Hello, I'm here. Hello, Sean O. Hello, Molly. People should really be used to that by now. It's like, no, your comment's going to get filtered. And honestly, I doubt that a lot of what people are saying is that bad. It's just TikTok doesn't like the comment. That's why I prefer to go live on YouTube. Hello, Butcher. Hello, Kim. Hello, Cross. Because it'll just censor cuss words. You don't even have to say anything that bad. They protect the community from what exactly? Oof. Hello, Tiffany. Hello, that K girl. How's your morning going, Butcher? Hey, Blue, what's up? Hello, Laura. Hello, Queen. Hello, Jess. Hello, Cabbage. Hello, Amy. So, you're defending the First Amendment, yes? Wait a minute. Why is it still coming up like this? Hello, Warning. Hello, Mike. If that's how you want to interpret it, sure. Hello, King Lee. TikTok deletes people and bans them off of this side all the time. I wouldn't call to save them if. Hello, Benjamin. How you doing? Cabbage is good. How's your morning going? Hello, Morgan. Hello, Cam. Cool, I'm with you. Okay. Hello, Danny. Hello, 8 Butterfly. Hello, Yvonne. Hello, Effet. Hello, Chet. Hello, Total Bath. Hello, Lane. Hello, Mr. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, Not Another. Hello, Rated Rich. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Solve. Hello, James. Like anybody, like everybody's views on this are welcome. I forgot the people I already invited. Whoops. Because some people are for it and some people are for TikTok staying and some people want TikTok taken down. TikTok has it's a tool and it's gone a lot of different ways. For a lot of different people. It needs to be shut down. Why is that? I'm afraid. I just want free speech. So freedom of speech is not freedom of platform. You can say whatever you want without the fear of the government coming after you. But if you understand that you can't go into a physical business and act any way you want, you should be able to understand that you can't come into an online business and act any way you want. They're afraid that we use this platform for good, for movement, for action. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what it's really about. This isn't about ByteDance. This is about how people are spreading awareness about what's happening all over the world. They're not banning TikTok. They are passing a bill to try to make its owners sell it. Well, okay, so that's interesting. I'm going to go ahead and get into that. So if the owners don't sell it like they want to, then yeah, they can ban TikTok. Now, are they going to hold fast to banning it if they don't sell? We'll see. Because, like, honestly, ByteDance has no reason to appeal them, to appease them. Like, TikTok is already banned in another country. I believe it's India. And I don't, like, TikTok has been banned in India. I don't know if it's still banned in India. But banning TikTok is not a new concept. But, I mean, it remains to be seen because, like, the United States government may well ban TikTok, but there'll be a TikTok clone in a week, like what Mark Zuckerberg did with Threads to Twitter. And now Blue Sky. And Blue Sky is not only open to the public, but Blue Sky hired somebody who used to work for Twitter, and now they have hashtags and all kinds of other stuff. So, like, yeah, there'll be another TikTok clone. It's just, it won't be able to do this. Like, there are plenty of other platforms that you can go live on, but there's no other platform that you can go live on that does everything TikTok does. So, like, if we get another TikTok clone, like, 1-to-1, that'd be cool. But if it calls itself a TikTok clone, but it doesn't do green screen or multi-guest the way TikTok does, or it doesn't pay out the way TikTok does, people aren't going to be satisfied. Because TikTok also has the best payout system on the internet. You can set the limit to as low as $1, and it pays out once a week instead of once a month or twice a month. YouTube, the payout limit, I think, is $15. Well, one, it's hard to get monetized on YouTube in the first place. They set up a new standard that's set up around their shorts. The payout is a $15 minimum, and they only pay out once a month. I understand, the first Wednesday. To my understanding, I don't know if they've changed that. So, like, this is the best platform to do what most people want to do. But I say it all remains to be seen. But given how our elected officials' offices have complained that they've had to shut off the phone lines because people have flooded their phone lines calling about TikTok, angry about TikTok, I think there's already too much pressure. Like, getting rid of TikTok is like the last thing they can actually do for people to be like, all right, fuck this. Too much misinformation from both sides. All right, fair enough. It would be United Control app. Yep. You're mistaking freedom with an app to views of people and giving misinformation. You're not losing any freedoms if the app is owned by foreign nation is being banned. Come on, guys. Yeah, that's basically it. There you go. What else do you want for free? Well, I already have your mom, so I guess I already got it. Free speech is not free from consequences. Yeah, exactly. Like, if freedom of speech means the government won't punish you. And really, you don't have freedom of speech because you can't lie in court. You can't lie on an affidavit even. And you can't threaten people, especially not government officials. And there's already a long list of things that you can't do. So you already don't have freedom of speech because you can't just say anything you want as it is. Freedom of speech is limited to how it affects the next person's rights. So no, you can drop the freedom of speech thing anyway. Actually, the bill would require the majority interest to sell to an American company. Okay, thank you for the correction. You misunderstand. I've had a video taken down over plants. They aren't harmful. Well, I'm sorry you lost a video to plants. It's just when people say freedom of speech, they mean freedom of consequences. But I am I am sorry, very solidarity sorry that your video got taken down. There's nothing wrong with posting about plants. It's that's not okay. Freedom of speech is the freedom to speak about the government without fear of punishment. Yes. Jasmine, hey, hang on a second. Error. Please try again later. Hang on. Jasmine, I know you want to come in. Let me see if I can. Oh, you're
As soon
muted. It wouldn't let you. It wouldn't let me let you in right through the guest thing, but it let me invite you up. It's being weird.
it heard my dog barking was like, no, the people need to be spared. I just love your topic, so I came in to sit with you. I think that you have a really good point. I do think though, um, that this is a move so that they don't care about our data in terms of our information being leaked or sold or anything like that. I think they really just care about controlling the information.
Yeah, I think they care about that too. That's why they want the main investor to sell. And it's like, bro, they don't have a reason to sell. There's too much money in TikTok.
It
And
wouldn't be
like, I
if
mean, we could
if
go
it
the
was
way of
that
India and they
if
like, all right, well, TikTok is banned in America in the United States now.
if it was that bad, Joe Biden wouldn't have a TikTok.
Can we talk about it? Can we talk about how they're trying to ban TikTok and elected officials have a TikTok at the same time? I want to start a movement to encourage Elon Musk to buy TikTok. All right. All right, Dave
He
the Sword
ruins
Guy.
platforms. Like Elon Musk is not good for business.
I think that's what they mean. They want this to get worse so a lot of people will just stop using it like they did Twitter. I just heard about Twitter. Some poor little 11-year-old became deceased by like spraying chrome or something on his face. Something that has to do with look maxing. And people on Twitter like made fun of this kid for like terminating because of it. And I'm like, wow, Twitter has gotten like at first Twitter was a cool place for black people to hang out and now it's just a goddamn cesspool.
It is a cess. So like it is a cesspool. Like people, there are people who enjoy spreading pain on the internet. I don't know what's going on with their personal lives or their mental health, but they really enjoy saying the ugliest things to people on the internet.
Most people are moving to Clapper. Clapper is full of white transphobic people, so no, most people are not moving to Clapper.
I think people are gonna go where they go until they find the next hottest thing, right? Like grandparents are on TikTok now, and so it's not as cool as it used to be. I mean, like that's the problem. TikTok, once something becomes very profitable, very commercial, it changes. Like you can't go through TikTok more than two or three videos without an ad or TikTok shop.
All right, it's giving me grief connecting to my headphones. Can't connect. All right, well, shit. I would like for all right, now I shouldn't get as much grief. I turned my headphones off, which means they've been on all night. Hey, SF Journey. But yeah, I'd say a lot of the older people joining TikTok have a lot of wisdom to share. It's just like any other demographic. I
Oh,
like that there are older people on TikTok.
that's not the issue about having information to share. It's just when trends usually move on. Like that's all I'm saying. It isn't like when my grandmother got on Facebook, I sold all my shares in Facebook. It's not about like if your thing is venture capitalism, you want to be at the start of it when it's making the profits, when it's like the hot new thing, and then you want to go when it's not. But TikTok, because it has gotten to the point that it's gotten, we have more advertisements. We have less curated content that we saw for us and more buy this, buy that type of thing. So that's what I mean. It's a different experience, even using the lives and scrolling. It's not the app it was 2 years ago.
You're right. I mean, like, it's definitely far from the app it was 2 years ago because, like, 2 years ago, they had three different emails for people to contact them directly if they were having an issue. And now we can't talk to anybody.
because it's gotten so big they don't have to talk to you.
Yeah, literally. You're right.
That's the point I'm trying to make to people on my own personal platform, right? Like these people don't care, they don't talk to you, they don't acknowledge you, because they've got you.
Yeah, like, and it's really sad to see a platform go by the wayside like that because YouTube tried to pull that. And when people were like, hey, we can't get in touch with anybody, YouTube became way more like sophisticated in how it handles the interactions between creators and the people who like they have a dedicated team for that now. And TikTok is probably going to have to learn its lesson the hard way about that one, like YouTube did, because when you cut people off, they eventually cut you off. And TikTok doesn't have the power of being ingrained into Google like YouTube does. And even they couldn't get away with it. So we'll see how long TikTok thinks they can get away with it, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, and that's really, but I do feel like in 6 months, people are gonna, I just feel like in 6 months, we're gonna be on to a different platform. Like, I don't mean to be ugly. I just feel like this one is running its course. Like, it's not, people's content is getting suppressed. So people are making less and less content for the app, right? The stuff that you wanted to see, the people you follow, you don't see their content.
Yeah. I mean, it's uh, it's something. It's like YouTube is also going through its set of changes. And I keep bringing up YouTube because I would honestly rather be there. Um, it's just kind of like, what is it going to take for TikTok to do the thing? Because we've had somebody self terminate on live. We've had people get harassed and even stalked on this platform. People have gotten doxxed. Like people like false reports, people falsely reporting people just out the ass because it's TikTok has it set up for it to all too easily be used as a platform to like mass report people and they don't do anything about it. They let the UMG contract expire and people were like to hell with this over that. Like, I mean, when is TikTok going to identify itself as falling apart? And good morning to everybody.
When they
Uh hmm.
are, we all like these little gifts too much, right? These little,
Yeah, these gifts are good, but the gifts are fun though. It's like TikTok, going live on TikTok is fun. This is the only platform where I can do this little circle thing here and have this nice green screen background and let people up, like have and I tried Live Me Plus, and Live Me Plus lets people up, but it doesn't let people up with the same autonomy. Like it's you have to figure out a setting so people can't randomly join, and you have to approve gets let up. Like it's just doing too much. Whereas TikTok just has everything you want about a live built in. Like this is actually a fun platform to go live, which is why I do it.
right. And I want to be clear, right? The reason it was so great is they did it first, right? It was their idea. It wasn't perverted into something else. Like the other platforms are copying TikTok. So that's why they don't feel the same. But when it comes to TikTok, because if we had left the capitalism out of TikTok, it would be fun again. But it's not
Yeah,
because people have turned this app into a job, into an additional hustle, right?
yeah,
And
you're right.
so once you bring the capitalism into something, the something gets perverted. And so for me, my the reason I'm saying TikTok's on its way out, I don't think losing that contract was the nail in the head, but I do feel like their constant abuse of their content creators, like racism, hurts everybody.
Yeah. I don't think that losing the contract was the nail either because losing that contract only like elevated like underground artists, especially a lot of black underground artists. If anything, losing that contract made things better.
Evolution does happen. That's why I'm saying I think we'll be on to something else in the next 6 months. Like that's all I'm trying to point out. I don't think that I think that TikTok's reign is kind of over. And it's not has nothing to do with the government ban. It's really just that people are tired of their stuff not being appreciated. We can't say that we're trying to do things, but we support racism and bigotry, and that's what happens on this app a lot. I
Yeah,
think
you're right.
I do think though what people should be more worried about is having to upload your ID to start using some of these things. That is something the government is trying to do and people don't realize it because
Yeah.
you can't be a hateful anonymous troll if your ID is attached to this. Good morning, Naomi.
Hey Naomi, and good morning to everybody. I know like some of y'all come in and you're used to me saying people's names, but I don't interrupt my guests when they're talking. I do less of that when I have guests, but know that I'm wishing everybody a good morning. And I love y'all, and please do share the live. Please do like the live so we can get more people in on this conversation because like everyone with different perspectives is welcome in on this topic. BRB, got to get my headphones right on. Um like this is a big table that everybody can sit at, so it's fine. I'm down for people who want to keep TikTok. I'm down for people who want to kick TikTok. I'm down for people who like want to really discuss like the meat of the of various situations, like is TikTok safe, because Jasmine brought up a great point about people having to upload their IDs to use certain things. You have to upload your ID to be monetized on TikTok to any degree now. um and like I can see how that would be a thing because like Facebook went through that phase too of like making people show their IDs, and a lot of people left Facebook over that, and it's like evolution happens, right? But like, all right, when's the next Facebook? Because we're all tired of Mark Zuckerberg. Um, the next we already have the
TikTok
next
was the
Twitter.
TikTok was the next Facebook.
Oh no.
No, I mean, but it was though. It was the inverse. Instead of letting you connect with people you already knew, TikTok pushed you into people you don't know. It
Yeah.
was the next Facebook. Like social media, like our next thing is gonna probably be something weird where we look like we're sitting with each other. Like I think like fake virtual reality kind of vibes, I feel. Like would you see the work that they're doing with the Oculuses?
Yeah. So I mean TikTok also did get into augmented reality, like these face filters and like the filters that they use for like the little emojis dancing. Like I used to use the Sonic dancing uh little filters all the time. Those aren't filters. That's augmented reality where they're putting something that isn't there into our view. Hey Krusty, what's up? um and okay, somebody who says that they're in between wants to come up. My friend, you can come on up. um so like it when I say the new Facebook, I mean something that's formatted like Facebook in terms of like the way we post. But and also Facebook removed monetization because people were just re-uploading other people's TikToks. So it's kind of like I want Facebook to be on the way out. I want Mark Zuckerberg to be on the way out. If Mark wants to keep Threads, then fine. Like everybody's trying to push Elon out of the market right now, but it's like I'm ready for like the next thing. And speaking of the next thing, hello, Fat Wally, my bad. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? Thanks for having me on.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm doing quite well. So what is your view on this whole situation?
Um, I'm a stand-up comic. I do shows all over Tennessee, all over the Midwest,
Okay.
and so social media and all these platforms aren't necessarily my main source of income. And
Okay.
now I use them. I use like TikTok, Facebook, X, even Rumble as a way to just like advertise shows and stuff like that. And sometimes I'll put on like a little show with some friends or whatever, and put it live or have it run live on TikTok or Facebook. And honestly, I'm in between. Keep between keeping them and just getting rid of like TikTok and Facebook and stuff, and like you said, move on to the next big thing. Um, I understand there's positives and negatives with both of them. It's my understanding that this app, they take all of our information, and we really don't know what they're doing with all of our info. Also, our TikTok and like the Chinese TikTok are very, very different. Like Chinese children are only allowed on TikTok for a finite amount of time each day. And instead of like dancing challenges, they are like learning to assemble AK-47s and deassemble them.
Do you have any
Not
evidence of
because
that
of,
claim?
yeah, thank
Uh,
you.
there's quite a bit of evidence. I mean, if you Google that, if you Google the difference between American TikTok and Chinese TikTok, it's there.
Okay. I'm
Materials,
gonna
yes, but not that they're assembling and deassembling weapons. That's
The-
not accurate.
also you can learn that on YouTube as well. So
yeah.
that's not really the issue.
Oh, no, that's not an issue at all. I'm just saying what they are learning what their children are learning compared to what our children are learning from TikTok is vastly different.
But our children, if somebody told an American parent, make sure your kid watch these educational programs, the American
Well,
parent would go, no, you can't
yeah,
tell me how to raise my kids.
100%. And here in Tennessee, here recently, they've like outlawed trans shows, right?
Right.
And which is despicable. It's ridiculous. It's,
So what I'm
it's
reading is, I hate to cut you off, but what I'm reading is, notably, China has a policy in place where it's only government regulated content can receive platform promotions while any other content cannot be actively promoted. So the only thing they really have is like their promotion.
and what they allow on the actual platform.
Yeah,
Right.
And
Like you can't show weapons on American TikTok.
most certainly. And on their TikTok, it's more in line to like educational stuff. And most certainly,
Oh, yeah.
if you tell an American parent that they should watch these videos or watch this show with their child, they're most certainly going to, not want to do that or not do it at all.
Right. What were you about to say, Jasmine?
I'm trying to understand because it feels like what you're describing is like you can't get mad at the culture over there. Like they don't let them watch certain things on TV.
Oh,
Like I could, but what I'm saying is for people to say, well, they regulate what their children watch on TikTok, they regulate what the adults watch on television. Like it's
yeah.
a whole different culture. So why use that as the
Well,
determining factor of malintent?
well, first and foremost, there was no like hatred meant in what I'm saying. I don't dislike or criticize them for what they view appropriate for their people to view at all.
Yeah.
I believe
Well,
in.
no, it's like no, it's more like you the first thing you said, that was like, yeah, all right. But then like you said the second thing about the things that are on the platform, and it's like we have that in America too. It's so how about we just go back to the first thing you said? We don't know what they're taking, what information they're taking. We do have to upload our IDs on here now if we want to prove that we're over 18 to be monetized to go live.
Yeah.
And we don't know what they're doing with it. It's the same. It was the same when Facebook was trying to do that.
Personally, I believe if a person wants to remain anonymous when they say something or put something on the internet, they should most certainly have the right to do so. And by them requiring us to upload IDs, like in my state, there's legislation that's trying to be passed where to even access certain websites, like I don't know if I can use the website's name, Pornhub, to access
Right.
that.
But then you said it anyway. No, you're
We
not supposed to
couldn't.
say stuff like that here.
We
My
lost
But
it
bad. I'm
in my
sorry.
state. In my state, we don't have it. They've taken it away just like in Utah because people
Mhm.
don't want to upload IDs.
yeah, they're not currently talking about that in Minnesota, but I mean that might become a thing, but like in the meantime, they want you to upload your ID to be able to post content. I
Yeah.
don't know about being able to view it.
You see, I don't post a lot of content on TikTok. I think the last thing I posted was around Christmas, and I just use it as like a form of entertainment, to be honest with you. And
Okay.
and like I understand to view certain adult content, most certainly, we don't want our children viewing that stuff. So I do understand it to an extent, but another side of me or another part of me is completely rebelling against that. I believe we should be able to remain anonymous when we're looking at certain content. I think maybe
Right.
we need to. I hate to say this. I think maybe we need to legislate better when it comes to content that's allowed on the internet.
Well, the first thing to do is get people who understand how the internet works in office.
Yeah, most certainly.
Yeah, the first step is to get all these fucking what do they call them, octarians out of office. Is that what they call them, Jasmine?
Narian.
Genarians?
Yeah.
Octogenarians. All right, yeah, get these octogenarians out of office. Like we wholesale had Mitch McConnell, people talking about Mitch McConnell's reelection campaign strategy, and he is up there literally like buffering. Like we need to get younger people in office that understand our issues and get all these old ass old fucks up out of office. Like because like it's when we start going into stuff like that, we start addressing more important issues like AI, like how AI is violating copyright, how AI, and I don't really much care about copyright to be honest with you because Disney got to write all those laws anyway. But like, let's talk about people making AI adult material of real people without their consent and ruining their lives over it. A few days ago, a young lady posted that her image was used without her consent for erectile dysfunction ads. Like there's at some point there's what I'm sorry, go ahead.
Are you serious? There's someone who got their image used without their consent for a commercial?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Wow.
she's on here and she made a whole video about it.
A bigger example is Joe Rogan. They used AI to clone his voice for one of those, get your $6,000 check from the government deal.
No, Joe Rogan.
Oh no.
No, he did that. I
He
don't
did that?
I don't
Oh my
believe
god.
there's no benefit of the doubt that I would extend to Joe Rogan. I'm sorry. He did that.
That's yeah, but there's also like scammers are now have AI to clone people's voices. Which is another thing that I'm like, God, it's already hard to prove like scamming the way we handle getting scammed in America is already difficult. Like that's just one more element to it.
We have those telemarketers, they'll call you, right? And then when you pick up the phone and say hello, there's nothing there. And it's kind of always made me wonder if they're like recording my voice and like, trying to clone it to, get into my bank, speak with family members and stuff like that. I've always been afraid of that.
Yeah. Yes, they
Hmm.
call my place of business law firm making fake voices of others. Oh,
This
damn.
this could be the millennial in me, but why are you answering the phone?
I'm
Because doxing is a huge issue, yeah. So TikTok is messing up with my guest requests. I can invite people up and people can come up from my invites, but if you request, tell me that you requested so I can decide if I can let you up or not because TikTok isn't letting me access my guest requests at the bottom of the screen like I normally should be able to.
Because you talking bad about TikTok.
Uh, fair enough. Fair
I
enough.
haven't seen Black Mirror. Yeah, I'm
Black
not
Mirror is
answering
good.
Listen, if you need me, you better text me. Why are we talking on the phone? You could have emailed me. I don't answer the phone if I don't have to. I hate talking on the phone.
I've never been on your live before. Rhode Island family, I've seen you before. You've never been a guest, but I've seen you before. Did you put in a
No,
request?
they said I've been on your live before.
I've been on your live before. Oh, okay. Did you put in a request? Because I can't see who put in a request. That's the issue. I should probably make a sticker or something about that. Unless I don't have this problem again later. But but yeah. It's like people making AI because like so I grew up in the 90s, the wild west of the internet, blah blah blah. We spoke about housing. I requested to add my 2 cents on this. Okay. There you go. Now you should be able to come up. Okay, cool. Free Palestine. Rhode
Yes.
Island mom, yeah. Rhode Island mom, what would you like to input on this? Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing quite well. How about yourself?
Doing well. So it's funny how TikTok wants to give us resources to our representatives in our state. Um, but yet when I have an issue with somebody using TikTok for, let's say, self promotion of unsubscribing from Life magazine. I don't want to get you bananaed, so I'm trying to say it. So if somebody says they're going to unsubscribe from Life magazine, right? And I report it just for that. I don't report normally, but when somebody's actively talking about it, discussing a plan, red flags everywhere. I report it for that specific reason. It says, no violations are found. And
Right?
come to find out that one TikToker, and I'm not going to drop their name, actually attempted, and their TikTok is like frozen in time. No updated videos, no nothing. They didn't have a lot of followers. Um, I've had an issue with doxing. So I'm a 911 dispatcher, and somebody saw a TikTok that I did very recently, and they showed up at the station to file a complaint regarding the content of that. I mean, granted, my chief laughed them out of the station because I am of morale and value, and there was not. I would never post anything that would harm others or anything like that. I reported that person's username when I was able to find them on TikTok. Nothing was done. And it was to the point where I had to block that person and block all 200 people that they were following because I don't know who's mutual. Like, it's crazy to me that TikTok wants to give us the resources, but those are two examples where nothing was done. And I can only pray that that original TikToker is still alive and well and got help that they needed. And every time I log on, I don't know if this is like this for anybody else on this app. Every time I log on, they want me to call the House of Representatives. And where
Right.
I live, politics are messy. So that's the last thing I'm going to do is call my representative.
Yeah, and I feel that. And I do appreciate the TikTok friendly language. I personally say self terminate, and that has yet to get me in trouble.
Oh,
Um
I like
yeah,
that
I
one.
say yeah, because I like to get the point across, and self terminate really seems to work. But I definitely appreciate unsubscribe from Life magazine. I like that.
Yeah, that was pretty
Um
slick.
yeah, that was good. Uh so there's all I also know somebody who got doxxed on here. I know somebody who like we all know like there's somebody who self-terminated on live on TikTok, and like I was like, "Oh, this TikTok was pretty big at the time, and what happened was very serious." So like we were like we kind of all expected TikTok to at least release some kind of statement like, doxing isn't okay. Like, we want to keep our users safe and keep this an enjoyable platform for everybody, blah, blah, blah. But TikTok didn't say anything. And this dude was like he was a big deal. Like, he was up and coming.
But why would
Um,
they say something? They get their money from ratings, right? The reviews, right? People watching, rage baiting. Like, people of color report of like violence that we experience verbally all the time on this app. Like, there was a whole N-word song. Like,
Hmm.
TikTok doesn't care about the users. They're making their money. That's it.
yeah,
It's
it's it TikTok is I mean, like, it could just be a cash grab. They like, all right, we're gonna make this money and go. Like, we take 60% of the gifts anyway, so we can take this money and go. And like what? It's not like they're getting banned out of North America. They'll still have Canada and Mexico.
And it's not
so
TikTok needs to go. Yeah, TikTok needs to go. TikTok cares more about copyright.
I mean, I like I said earlier, I'm glad that the UMG contract expired because a lot of black underground artists rose to the top. And if it's black, I want to see it. I want to see all the black people doing all the things. So I'm glad that it got the people that were already rich and famous out of the way. Um, TikTok does need to go. Frank, do you have enough people to come up? Frank, you have enough people to come up. I'm inviting you up. Who is
Do you,
banning TikTok? So you would like I go Google TikTok ban and then come back to know what we're talking about.
do you remember
Ugh.
Put on your
girl?
background. People be so disingenuous. It literally explains it on your background.
Yeah. Hang on a second, Frank. What were you about to say, Rhode Island Mom?
I apologize. There was a. You remember that sound, the oh no, and it was like that
Yeah.
high pitch. Oh no, wasn't that done by a black female who had that audio stolen and like re-uploaded, and that version blew up, and she never saw a penny from the profit of that, and that sound really blew up, and she did not receive a penny from that audio, and that was the first red flag for me on this. And I'm all for supporting black women. I myself am not, but I will go to my friend Sessa, who's married to a black female, and she has a brand called Support Queer Black Women.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I at that shop all the time. I'm supporting her. I'm supporting anybody that I can. But TikTok was like, nope, we're not doing this. And I feel
Yeah.
for her because she won't make a profit. That's what I was just gonna say. Oh,
And
Jaden
there
knows
was
who.
one oh, okay. And there's one person on here, like there's a black woman on here that had her dance stolen. And like, of course, everybody, she uploaded it just like everybody else, not thinking that she would really blow up. And like, she had, like white people went on to do her dance on TV and make money off of it. So she had to go copyright the damn dance. And it's just like the way TikTok treats black creators is just disgusting. And on that note, we're gonna let Frank speak on the issue. Frank, I saw that you said TikTok needs to go. Please state your stance. Frank, you there?
And I'm
There you
sorry.
go.
Um,
You're good.
TikTok is a ball of confusion for a lot of people, and we're already confused. And they're saying this morning, from what I've seen, that they're going to really take it away from all of us. And it's probably a good idea. That's what I was just thinking.
Okay. Why do you think that's a good idea? Go ahead.
Because there are so many things out there that are confusing, and then we got people that come on here. Some of them make sense, okay? Some of them want to mean a point. They want, like yourself, and you want to prove point. And then you have these other Trump and Biden going on, and they have their own war, and so much negativity comes out of that. And then you got the LBG group, and a lot of negativity comes out from that, from a lot of people that don't understand it. So it just confuses people more. I think if we were left in the dark like we was before, things weren't that bad. Just my saying. I know everybody don't agree with me, and that's fine.
It's all good. Somebody said if TikTok supports hate and racism, it should be banned. But I believe in freedom of speech. Freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequences. And freedom of speech means the government can't come after you for what you said. And also, like, since a lot of elected officials are YT, that people that don't really have to worry about racism, that's kind of a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
Uh, but Frank, oh, I'm sorry, Jasmine, go ahead. You can respond.
I just wanted to say, when it comes to people who are part of the LGBTQIA2 plus situation, they're not spreading hate. They're defending themselves. The hate is coming from non-gay people towards gay people.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's wild too because I just got a notification from TikTok. I want to say maybe 2 weeks ago, and it was they want me to do marketing with them. I have one of the straighteners. Gosh, I want to say it. I don't even know the name of it. And I was on a live using it just because I'm burning time. I'm talking with friends that I know in real life. We're just all on the live together, chit chatting, And then I got this thing about marketing. They want a picture of my social security card, they want a picture of my driver's license, all that. Absolutely not. I'm not interested in marketing. And my last point, and I'll drop so others can come on. My last point on this topic is TikTok wants to promote all this stuff. Oh, my son just made me lose my train of thought. Bob Saget. Out of it. My
You're
gosh.
good.
I'll come back to it when I remember. I just worked 16 hours, so I'm fried. One sec. Let me get my
My friend,
bearings
go
over
get
here.
my friend, go get rest. You should go get some rest. Working 16 hours ain't it?
I'm just fried.
All right, you go get some rest, all right? We'll talk to you later.
Sounds good, thank you.
Right on. Take care now. Hey Krusty, what's up?
Hi, Helios. I just wanted to come up to respond to like, um, even though I don't agree that TikTok should be, bananaed, I think what he said made me think about something very interesting, right? There's kind of this conflicting point where he's right, there is a lot of misinformation that is spread on this app. A lot of folks who purposely spread misinformation, a lot of people who spread information and believe in what they're saying. However, I don't believe that that should mean we should be censored or our voices should be suppressed. Now, that point is conflicting for me, right? Because it's like, well, then should we let people spread misinformation or who are disingenuous have a voice? Well, I mean, isn't that kind of the point of freedom of speech? Like, I'm a little bit conflicted. I don't really know what to think about that, right? So
Point of
that's kind
freedom
of what
of
I was
speech.
thinking about.
The only point of freedom of speech is that you're allowed to say something and the government doesn't come for you. It doesn't mean a private business has to honor your freedom of speech.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I want Frank to respond. Frank, you can go ahead and respond.
Sorry.
You're good. Go ahead.
And that, and from what she said, see, I'm an old guy here, and I've seen a lot, lived a lot, tired military.
Okay.
In our time, what she is saying, see, we didn't have all this information going out there. And we have a lot of people out there that are not exactly on our side, like she said. Some of them mean harm, some of them don't. Some of them really believe what they're saying. And they're not going to take the time to understand something that they're not part of. And that's where they're probably, confronting each other. And then you have all these other individuals throwing their stuff. When I was in my time, remember that freedom of speech has been around a long time. It is
Right.
now. It is now that we are having a problem with it. Only because maybe there's too many speeches.
Okay. So Rhode Island family said they I so if you look at debate lives, but like selling, begging, and fights, like topics like I'm trans, what bathroom should I use? So I get what that other person was saying when it comes to like people, especially like YT trans people, basically inciting hate speech by using topics like I'm trans, what bathroom should I use, and stuff like
Exactly.
that.
Exactly.
Like people inciting hate for the
Yes.
sake of like an attention grab. So I see what you're saying, Frank.
Yes. Even in the old times, if a person was this is not new. Transgenders ain't new. But they
Right.
knew they went to the bathroom wherever they felt like going to the bathroom. And you can't tell me that they didn't use the women's bathroom in their time secretly. Now it's like, I'm a guy, but I'm thinking I'm a girl and I'm coming in. No, just go in, do your thing. And that's what
My
people
thing,
are confused.
right. And my thing is just like you're right. Like I mean, like people. So progress isn't linear. Like
Right.
in the 20s and 30s and stuff, we weren't having the people have always been trans and we weren't having these issues. It's
Exactly.
just like now that I feel like now that we have all this technology, it's easier to other people. Not that we weren't already doing that, but they've made it easier to other people. As people can like, but on the other hand of that, people are online voicing their own experiences
Yeah.
and people should be able to. We shouldn't like we're past the days where media is a one-way street. Now we can talk to each other, and TikTok is one of the platforms that facilitates that. But when you come out here with topics like I'm trans, what bathroom should I use, it's like you are trying to profit off of hate, and
Yeah.
it's usually YT people who do it, and they do it without the understanding of, hey, you're hurting all the trans people, not just you, and this is most likely going to fall back on a black or brown trans person.
Absolutely. The same community you're trying to protect, you're hurting.
Right.
Absolutely.
Somebody said TikTok is an arm for the CCP. Look at the liberal trash they push. Actually, the CCP is pretty militant. So, like the liberals over here in the United States wouldn't be able to handle the CCP, baby. Like you're giving the blue-haired mushrooms too much credit.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna scroll down and address some of the content. Her days for white people, and also like capitalism fails everyone. Thank you for the follow, and also your username is correct. And also you can't tell, and like what you said about Trump and Biden too. Like all of these younger YT people I'm seeing, like Trump over here and Biden over here, and they do the battle thing. It's like, how is that not begging? Like people want to be mad when people just straight up ask for help, but there's all these people doing this Trump Biden battle shit,
Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
asking for money. Like,
Yeah.
is it just not okay when certain people do it? That's my thing. Go ahead, Krusty.
Yeah, people are so selective in what they support. Okay, I have a okay, can I you know what, I'm just gonna say it, but I'm gonna like censor myself. Like
Go ahead.
people this might be going outside of the realm of the conversation, but like people kind of get on like content creator, or people are okay with people making like content like for TikTok, right? And asking for gifts and stuff like that. But at the same time, like people will demonize SWs and be like, why do you have an OnlyFans? Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that word. Why do you have an OF? That's not a real job. But I feel like both kind of operate a little bit similarly, at least in today's age. But I don't know. Sorry, that was kind of out of the realm of the conversation, but I was just like, yeah, people pick and choose what they want to support. And it just yeah, I'm sorry if that was not an appropriate topic to bring up.
No, you're fine. It's like people do pick and choose, and it's mostly based on misogyny and racism. Like these young YT males doing the Trump Biden shit versus a young lady having doing S work. Like it is picking and choosing. Make me, you're an adult, I can't make you do anything, but if you strongly believe that this is a communist app and that they're pushing communist propaganda, then you should leave. Like it's just that simple. Trying to say that the CCP party has an effect on my daily life as somebody who's literally homeless and a socialist, as put in my name, is just a brain dead take. um and it's also like, if this is such a communist app, can they please give me housing? It's Singaporean, yeah. But
Honestly.
like it's a communist app and yet I'm still homeless. If you want to actually have an intellectual conversation, we can have that. But if you just want to spew nonsense in the chat, go ahead. It's a
Isn't
free
that a
country,
good
I
example?
guess.
That's a good example of what we were just talking about. People coming in and just trying to throw their stuff in and throw everything offline.
Exactly. If you sent a request, please post in the chat that you sent a request. I can't let people up. The function is broken. It's not letting me let people up or view my request, but I can invite you and you can come up. So if you sent a request, I did. Okay, cool. Boop. All right. Frank, do you have anything else you want to say before I
I'm
cycle you out,
good.
my friend?
No, I'm
Okay.
good.
All right. You take care, Frank. Thank you for coming
You
up.
too. I'll be following you.
Right on. Thank you so much. You take
Bye
care.
bye, baby. Have a good day.
Bye. You too. Capitalism, welcome to the panel. Good morning. What is your take on this topic?
Hello, give me 1 second.
Okay, take your time.
My headphone in.
TikTok is the worst app of them all. Shadow Choker, do you want to come up? Oh, you don't have enough people to come up. Okay, never mind.
That's why they think that. Anyways. Jasmine, are you in here right now?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I'm going to talk about what you have up there as well, but I just want to say this before I forget it. Yes. So, so I keep going to, how I told you I'm trying to, spread your message around to other lives and everything to see if people even talk about them at all, right? Um, and I'm getting kind of the same results over and over again, and it's really, I understand that, that you don't care two ways whether or not people do or not, but if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. But they say that they support you, right? They heard about you, heard about your platform, but they're not going to vote, and they're not going to actually put their backing behind you, like to tell other people about you, but they support you personally,
Okay, so talk to
right?
new people. I don't like what is it you're about to
Yeah.
ask me? Because like we've
I was just
taken
wondering, like,
over.
what can we do? Because, like,
Talk to
people have
new people.
no,
Talk to
well,
new
people,
people. Don't
well, I
keep
have
talking to the
been.
same. Okay, keep talking to
It
new people.
wasn't.
Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was just
I don't
saying, like,
understand what you're about to ask because like one, we've taken over this person's live to talk about my bullshit. But
okay, I just want that's the only question
but
I had though. It's
but
just how
but
do
I
we
accept
get people to like have
talk to
faith in
new
voting
people.
again if
You can't
possible?
listen. This is a numbers game. Talk to new people. If you talk to someone on Monday and they tell you no on Monday, don't talk to them about it on Tuesday. Talk to someone else. Like this whole problem comes, and I don't mean no disrespect. This comes in because y'all don't know how to organize. You are going to encounter rejection. Martin Luther King encountered rejection. Malcolm X encountered rejection. Why can't you encounter rejection? Why can't Jasmine Sherman encounter rejection? There are too many people in this country that don't fucking vote for us to keep harping on other individuals. If genocide is not their limit, talk to somebody else.
I feel that. Like I get what you're trying to ask, capitalism. You're trying to ask like from my perspective, like how can we convince people? Like the long story short, even if that's not exactly what you're saying, that's like the long story short of what I'm getting
Just
as
to
well.
even
And it's
vote
like
still, because they say they
just to even
support, but then they won't even vote. So it's like,
But
so how do you
talk
speak
to
for them, but
somebody
you won't even
else.
vote? Which
But
I
like
get, and I have been, and but it's just a recurring
nah,
theme.
but like you're
You
like,
know what
and
I
I
mean?
mean
but
this, nah, but hear me out, and I mean this respectfully. Let me look you in the eye when I say this.
Hold up, hold up, hold up. You
okay.
can't look me
Hold
in the
on, let me turn
eye.
on my
All
camera
You
right,
can't
feed.
look
hang on.
me
Let
in
me
the
set
eye.
this
What
up
up?
properly.
Hold up. We both ain't
Okay.
got no shirt on. What's up?
I got a shirt on. I got a little tiny
Okay,
something,
never
something.
mind.
It
Whatever.
doesn't happen often. But like what you're asking me is the same thing like the person who's like, I want to protest, but I want to be safe. That's not the same. The two
Yeah, that's
luxuries
not the.
don't exist.
Yeah.
You can't say I want revolution, but I don't want it. Like that's not how it works, right? The Black Panthers didn't spend their time getting permission to do something. They
No,
spoke
you
to the
right.
people that wanted to do something. If I don't like if you notice, I don't when you said you don't care, it's not that I don't care. I have a finite amount of time to make something
Right.
very big happen. Wasting your time, wasting your 15 minutes on someone that has already told you no is a waste of your 15 fucking minutes.
Right.
Once you hear the no, thank you very much. Go talk to the next person. Treat this like the Jehovah's Witnesses do. Don't let
Right.
somebody's no mess up what you know is the right thing to do. The line is genocide. There are people arguing with me because I won't explain something to them. The line is genocide. You either voting for genocide or you not voting for
Or
genocide.
they talk
And
about your pew pew policy, and
my
it's
pew
like
pew
that's what you're
policy,
worried
the
about.
hold on. But like here's the thing. Anybody who's talking about that policy,
No, I like your
one,
policy. I like
but
your
they
policy.
they haven't thought about it. They
Yeah.
literally haven't thought about it. They just want to be mad. What happens when you get a driver's license? You have to have proof of insurance. I'm now requiring people to have insurance. What happens at a DMV? You have to test to prove you are competent with that.
Right.
Oh, they now are testing. It's not my fault that these people are not trying to think about it, but I don't have time or energy to make 100 videos that are already effing made. Like literally,
Right.
someone was like, well, can you talk about this conflict? There's literally a video that says the thing. They haven't gone to look, and I'm not here to babysit. I have a finite amount of time. If you talk to someone and they tell you no, take your handsome self and go talk to a different motherfucker. You ain't got to keep talking to somebody who tells you no. Organizing isn't easy. It doesn't happen on the first try. And those of you who don't realize this is politics, everyone hates politics. So stop approaching it like you are a politician. Approach it like you are a regular person with regular fucking problems talking to another regular person with problems. They are either going to stay in their abusive relationship or end
Chico,
that
go on mute.
relationship. No, I'm done. I'm done talking. I'm just saying, like,
Oh no,
But
you good. It's just he got a lot of background feed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Jasmine. Yeah, and I agree with your sentiment. You know what I mean. I have been just not all folk are kinfolk, like we always say, right? So we always have to remember at the end of the day that not everyone's going to agree and not everyone's going to get along at the end of the day,
it's not
and we're
even
just
about, you don't have to like a motherfucker to say I'm against genocide. You don't
well,
have to
yeah,
like shit about me to be against genocide. If your whole
right.
thought is this person hurt my feelings in a TikTok comment section, I'm not gonna vote for them. Well, fuck you too. Like this is genocide.
You
This
said
is
no, you're
literally
soft.
genocide.
No,
If
because you're
people were
soft.
nah,
Like
but it's
if you
not even
were,
about
if you're
soft.
so,
If
if
somebody,
you're that
it's
soft about that, you should be soft about genocide, and you should be for Jasmine because of how. Because if you're that hurt that easily in your feelings, just because Jasmine says something to you, you should be superbly hurt because there is multiple unalivings in multiple different countries happening right now because
but
of our hand at play of it.
But people
But you
don't
don't care
care
about
about
that,
that. No, people don't. And that's what I'm trying to tell you.
right?
Hear me when I say, when someone tells you no, thank you, and move the fuck on. I keep telling y'all, don't tag me in these people's comment sections. Don't ask them their opinion of me. If you can't get the information you need with your discernment, your critical thinking, then I'm not the candidate for you because I don't have time to coddle you. I don't have time to give you the Joe Biden treatment. I don't have time to lie in your face. So I'm gonna
Right.
say what
All
I
right.
gotta say because I gotta get off here. Now I'm gonna get off
Let's
this
get it.
person's live because not get off their live, but it wasn't about me. It was about TikTok. So I want to put it back on what they were talking
No,
about.
you're right. And like
All
I
right.
said, I do want to answer the question still at later on.
Unicorn raised her hand. Unicorn, please go next.
Hi, I just wanted to maybe give capitalism a little advice because it's like talking to people is kind of what I do in the campaign. Even if you're in a live and say there's like 100, 500, 1,000 people in there, however many, if the host is like, no, 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 also remember you're talking to more than just the host and the other panelists. You're talking to all 100, 500, 1,000 people in that live. So you're reaching people. Just because you're not reaching the people on the panel doesn't mean you're not organizing the other people in the live, getting their attention and getting them to look into Jasmine. Thank you. That's all I wanted to say. I'm going to drop back down.
Can I
Okay,
say
thanks.
something?
Yeah, go ahead, Chico. You can always say something.
Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to, from what Jasmine's saying, I should do political organizing, and that's exactly how you do it. You knock on a door, you give them your spiel, and then they're gonna respond to it. And if they respond negatively, you say thank you and you move on to the next door because you don't have time to try to convince everybody to change their mind because most people that already have a mindset, they're entrenched in that belief system. So it's gonna take an act of God to make them change their mind, and you're not gonna be able to provide that at that moment. So you have to just move on to the next person. You're looking for the people who agree with you, or even people who haven't made up their mind yet. Maybe you might stay a little bit longer with them, but you definitely don't want to waste time with people who don't want to, give into what you're talking about.
So I have something to add to this. As somebody who does deep canvassing, and I'll never go back to like that short form canvassing again. I will only do deep canvassing for here on out of the rest of the time that I ever work in canvassing. I understand what you're saying. Um, and I, well, it's not that I don't understand, it's that I sympathize with what you're saying because I like having conversations with people. Sometimes I like to try to convince people, and like if you look at me you can tell I'm probably the last person who's going to convince some people. So I totally what is deep canvassing? I've never heard of it. Deep canvassing is what we did for MN360 about climate change, where you actually do stand there and have conversations with people. People are very used to the quick canvassing format of like, hey, are you going to do this? Yes, no, and then you move along. But deep canvassing is like, hey, let like you actually track where they started at the beginning of the conversation, the key points of the conversation that you had, and then what their thoughts were at the end of the conversation. And in regular canvassing, it's about talking to as many people as possible. You move on to the next person. You don't spend more than 10 minutes. But in deep canvassing, you actually want to be there with somebody for 30 minutes and try to like really see where they're at with their values and whatnot.
And
Go ahead.
correct about everything you've just described.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying you are 100% correct about everything you just described. We do deep canvassing in the meetings that we do and regular short canvassing for everybody else.
Mm-hmm. And if you're trying to convince somebody, you definitely want to do deep canvassing. You want to see where they started, make key points in your conversation, and see where it was when you ended. And you don't. I had to learn that you can't be so into trying to get people to change their mind on the spot. The fact that you had a conversation with them means it gives them room to think about it. Whether or not they change their mind in that moment, that's fine. That 30 minutes that you took probably isn't going to get them to change their mind right then. But whether or not they agree with you, they're not going to forget that conversation that you had, and they have something to think about. And who knows where they'll be in a month? Like maybe they need to just educate themselves more. Because even though you are deep canvassing, you don't really have all day. You do still want to talk to at least 6 people. And not that you're pressured to talk to at least 6 people, but you want to talk to at least 6 people. I'm just saying.
I
But
think
don't
though
let
you
me.
should talk to
Go
people
ahead.
that want to talk to you, right? Like I
Right.
do think there is a difference, and I know I pick and choose who's going to get my attention and who isn't going to get my attention because it is strategic. If you're someone that comes to a conversation with an opinion already formed, I don't even bother. I just say
Mm-hmm.
you're right. Whatever you think is okay, and I keep it pushing.
Yeah, you're right.
I know, I know. I love your comment section. Every time when I go to one of your videos, I always go to your comment section and I just scroll because I see, yep, that's exactly what I do. And they're like, you support like I don't know, something absolutely insane, and you're like, yep, you're absolutely right. I'm so glad that you're not voting for me or something like that. I'm
Yeah.
just dying laughing. Like,
We were going to people's houses in North Carolina getting people registered to vote. Yeah, that's regular canvassing. Like, are you registered to vote? Yes, no. If yes, have a nice day. If no, do you want to register? If yes, fill out this paper. If no, move on to the next person. That's regular canvassing. Um, but also, I learned another thing I learned the hard way is people who are already registered to vote will fill out the paperwork and stand there with you and have a whole conversation because they're lonely. So yeah, got to be careful with that, registering people to vote canvassing. But back to the thing, so we can go back to the thing. I feel you. And if you have time to try to convince people, far be it for me to stop you. It's just like, if you want to try to convince people who already don't agree with you, that's something that you got to figure out for yourself. but also like take the L. Like, you know, it's just like
I mean,
focus more on the
if you can't tell
conversation.
by my name,
What?
on my, if you
Yeah,
can't tell by my
capitalism
name on
failed.
my,
Yeah.
you know, I do not shy away from conversations. I actually, that by the way, Jasmine, your community, policing type of, um, activity thing that you would have or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I actually asked a cop here in Butte, Montana. I asked him, would he be interested in policing his own community instead of having a municipal area that he is over top of, right? And he said, I do like the idea of it, but the problem with it is that in rural areas, it's hard to really find people who are wanting to do a job of that caliber. So how would you have protection for people in areas of rural areas instead of inner city? Of course, you could do neighborhood watches type of activity, all day long, every day, easy. But in rural areas, it's going to be a lot more difficult. So that was his biggest chirp about it.
His big
Yeah.
that people don't want to be paid to watch their own rural town. Like they really made a song called "In a Small Town." They often talk about watching their neighbor's property all
Right.
the time. Like what are you talking about? I mean, not you personally, but I don't get what that
What that cop
if he
meant,
lived
yeah.
in that town, he would be the person that would police his town.
Right, he probably lives in like a little town like that,
Right.
like
So
he's
then how
talking
many
about,
but
and then he goes to Butte to be a cop,
but you're
right?
missing what I'm saying.
Right.
You're missing what I'm
No,
saying.
I
He
get what you're
doesn't need
saying.
well then what am I saying? Because you didn't repeat what I was saying back. What do you mean?
Mm.
You're saying that
Mm.
you're saying that because they all talk about, like you said, they made that song, right? Like, don't come to my town because we take care of our own type of thing, right?
No.
But
What I'm saying
when
is
it comes down to it, they don't do it.
He's literally a cop right now. He literally could just do that in his own town. So even if the
Right.
small town where he's saying you won't find people to get hired to do it, he is the people to get hired to do it. He lives there. He could be that person.
Right. What he's talking about is probably the pay because he gets paid more to go in the city and work than he would if he would work in the rural
But
area
then
because
you
they
should
don't get
tell
as
him
much
not to
money
make
too.
shit up. You should tell him not to make shit up because he doesn't know what the pay is going to be.
If I
Yeah,
see
for
him
real.
today, I will let you know. Today is my last day
But
working here, and I'm going to Texas tomorrow to go to get my mom.
oh, awesome.
I'm just saying, when you talk to people, think about what they're telling you. You didn't mention
Oh,
nothing
I
about
do.
salaries. Why? And then if housing and healthcare is provided, why does he need that much money? Like they just
Right.
say anything.
Yeah.
Right. And I didn't
Also,
even go fully into it because all I said was just about that one policy. I didn't like say anything about a UBI or like making sure that medical would all be taken care of. So like, money would be a totally different thing. So it was just a very vague conversation. You know what I mean?
right. And speaking of conversations, we're gonna get back to what we were doing. Um, it's just like
Yeah,
I
so can I
like
actually
you. I
talk
don't
about
know
that
if
real
you.
quick? What's up there?
I don't know if you've been in my lives before, capitalism. I think I've only seen you in my life before a few times. You've never been a
Once, I
guest
think.
before, as far
Twice,
as I can
maybe.
understand.
Yeah.
Twice, yeah. So like I don't try to convince people that I'm homeless. I don't know if you've seen how raggedy my comment section can get in my lives. Like my comments on my profile, they're pretty tame because I keep it that way. But my comments on my lives get fucking disastrous. That's why I had to turn on the subscription feature.
Oh, wow.
So like and somebody who had the audacity to come up here to call me a bum actually entered in a few minutes ago. I don't know if that person's still here, but it's like I definitely am the punching bag for people who know that if they confronted somebody in person with the shit that they were saying, they would get punched in the face. So
Right.
so because
Like, you
there's
wouldn't
no
say that
threat
to my
of violence, right, because there's no threat of violence in this space, they like come and dump that energy on me, and I'm like, all right, let me catch you in the streets, bitch. So like but if I did it, then that would put a rift between me and their mom, and I honestly can't have that. I'm honestly just blowing hot air, like I blow their mom. But like it's like you either want to talk about what's going on or you don't, right? You either want to talk about equitable
Right.
housing or you don't. You either want to talk about how uh our country is like totally chipping away at our rights or you don't. So like also want to remind people to please like and share the live. Please tap the screen. We already at 6.3K likes. Let's get to 10K likes. Thank you so much for 6.3. And please do share the live so we can get more people in on this conversation. This is an open panel. I take people who agree, disagree, and are in the middle about TikTok getting banned. So, capitalism hater, what do you have to say about the topic? I'm sorry, capitalism fails everyone. What do you have to say about the topic?
Same thing though. But so do you know that there's a whole bunch of Congress and lobbyists that took stocks out on Facebook and Twitter and all that just recently, ever since they have been talking about getting rid of TikTok?
Yeah. Somebody said small businesses wants to small town, everybody knows everybody. I did get a lot of rest this weekend. Thank you, CJ. Uh it gets really froggy in here sometimes. Yes, it does. That's a good idea. I should do it on my lives. Shut it down immediately IRL. Yeah. I was reading a book about racism and fat phobia yesterday and my comments got bad. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry that happened to you, Krusty. Um
Yeah.
uh
Can I ask you a quick question?
Go ahead.
Do you know if mods can comment on your live stream when the subscription feature is on?
No, they can't. You gotta subscribe.
Oh, okay.
What does the subscription thing do? So if I turn on subscription only chat, it will not allow anybody who isn't subscribed to comment, and unfortunately that includes mods and mutuals. But the comments in here get so bad, it's better to turn it on sometimes. CJ has seen it happen in real time.
So like the reason why I said that, right, is because we always like try to talk about our representatives in the format of that like they're supposed to care, right, about what we want, right? Because obviously the system is not set up in that manner for that to happen, right? It's not in a way like that. That's why Citizens United is a thing, right?
Right.
So so when we have conversations like these, I definitely want to put in the forefront that they do these things to control us so that we don't have avenues and ways that we can keep in contact with each other. Can we talk to each other and organize with each other like this on the F book or on the gram in, like we can't, right? So this is a amazing platform and medium for people who want to be able to connect with each other and actually start making communities to get out of this at some point, which I have my own couple of little groups myself, but that I talk to outside of TikTok and everything. But that's what they don't want, right? So not only that, but also their money is tied up inside of the institutions that have been around for years and years now. So it's not only twofold, but it's a threefold strategy that really they're always trying to implement upon us, right?
Right.
And also fascism is on the rise, in a lot of places, of course. And one of the things of fascism is, oppression of speech, right? Getting taken away your freedom of speech. And even though TikTok does that as well too sometimes, it's better than not having it at all. Because at least it does spread wide and far as much as it can for social media with a video medium platform.
Right. And it's also like freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom to platform. Like people, and that's the thing that people
Right.
commonly
And that's
mistake
why I
things
said
for.
even though TikTok does censor us sometimes, it's still their own company, so they still have their own policies and everything. So, and they can do whatever they want technically at the end of the day, really. They could shut this whole freaking thing down tomorrow if they wanted to themselves. So,
Right. Like, uh, they could just say to hell with this whole situation. Like, we can tell that you're just trying to hang this over people's heads. You don't actually care about fit dance or fight dance or whatever it is. And just be like, you know what, we're done trying to deal with this. So we're going to go. And at the same time, it's like we know that they take 60% of the gifts on the live stream, and TikTok live stream is blowing up. Whether you love it or you hate it, people are talking about it. Like I saw last night, I watched a video of somebody just absolutely shit on TikTok live streams. But like you're talking about it.
Wait, wait,
Like
wait.
that's the point.
Do you mean literally they use the bathroom?
No.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I did
That
not
is
Oh
even
a good
no,
think
wait,
of it
wait.
that
Let me
way.
rephrase. Hang on,
Oh
let me
my God,
rephrase.
Jasmine, I didn't even think of it that way.
Yeah, no, like what I didn't think of it that way either. I don't know what, but yeah, I mean they were being very disparaging about TikTok lives. And like this person obviously isn't a part of the ecosystem on TikTok because they only show up for the drama anyway. But they had nothing good to say about it, but it's like the point is you're talking about it. Like any press is good press. And like there are people who will come over here just to hate on it. Like you did the thing, whether you like it or not. And that's what TikTok is going for. But I mean, given we've had people self-terminate right on live, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody used the bathroom on a TikTok live, honestly.
Someone
Go
um
ahead.
someone asked a really good question about the ACP in the comments.
Let me scroll up and see. Tap the screen. Yeah, y'all please tap the screen. Thank you so much for 10K likes. Let's get to 20K likes, y'all. Thank you so much for
Yay.
tapping the screen.
I
Happy
got my
Ramadan.
auto
Thank
clicker
you.
on. I got my
Oh,
auto
thank
clicker
you.
on. Yeah.
Also happy Ramadan. Um, Thank y'all so much for 10K likes. It's a distraction. I mean, everything is a distraction. Also, welcome, Juba. You probably saw I was gone, but like, welcome. What was the question? I'm scrolling up and I don't see it.
So they said, who else gets a free phone and service? ACP is about to be shut down too. Can we vote to keep it going?
So we didn't vote the ACP program in, so we can't really vote to keep it going. What you can do is what TikTok is doing. As a matter of fact, take this tool that TikTok is giving you and use that to contact them about the ACP program and tell them to keep continuing to fund the ACP program. I'm from Gaza. My mother is sick and cancer treatment. Do you have enough people to come up? Everyone. It's just hard to know what's a scam and what isn't when it comes to the comment section. My friend, you have enough people to go live. You should do that in your own live. If you're real. I don't know if you're real or not. Because there are a lot of people using the tragedy in Palestine. It's just like what happened with George Floyd. Like there are a lot of people trying to use tragedies to fool people. So if
Can we
you
talk about that real quick? Actually, how's this? What's
Oh
your
yeah, sure.
first name, if you don't mind me asking, by the way?
Helios.
Helios. I love that. That's amazing. So, yeah, can we talk about that? So, like, when Nipsey Hussle passed away as well, when Tupac, Biggie, we use especially black bodies, right? We use
Right.
black bodies for capitalistic profits when it comes to our own individualistic selves, right? And we really need to talk about that, because what we do is we take tragedy and we make profit from it. And that is something that we should not be doing. Nipsey Hussle himself had his own store with his own merchandise and his own branding and stuff like that, that people could buy from online, if they wanted to, and it could have been sent to them, right? But instead, after when Nipsey passed away, all these random people started coming up with these shirt printers and presses and stuff like that, and started making all these merchandise and hats and stuff with Nipsey stuff on it. And now all of a sudden, those people got a brand new car because they just got $5,000, $10,000 from selling all these T-shirts and stuff. So it's really the real tragedy after when somebody passes away is how we use their passing for a profit and capital, right? Well,
Right.
not capital, because that's technically not capital. Money isn't capital, but you get what I'm saying, though.
Right. So my thing is, when George Floyd passed, there were a lot of GoFundMe's, and people couldn't tell which one was the real and which one was the fake one. There were a lot, like, it's one, when it came to something like George Floyd, that was like a thing that hit us as a nation. Like, if you made merch from that and like, all right, cool, whatever. But if you like set up a fake GoFundMe trying to say that you're a family member, like, to hell with you. Like, and it's also, how did I even get on this topic?
Because
Oh yeah, somebody posted about Gaza. So somebody, I don't know English. I have foreign friends that made TikTok videos for me. I mean, okay. My friend, I think it's better that you move along because you're not really interested in the topic. So I'm just going to go ahead and help you out. All right. Like, oh yeah, monetizing off tragedy and we don't know whether you're legit or not. And you're right, it is about black and brown bodies because it's like, like the world is with Palestine. It's just like we know that capital gain isn't. So yeah. So if you're legit, by all means, go start your own live stream. But if you because I don't know if you're legit or not. After what we saw with George Floyd and Nipsey, like if you're legit, you need to go do that on your own platform. But we're gonna go back to the topic.
I had
Go ahead.
something to say about the topic. I said earlier in the comments, it's kind of interesting how the US government is trying to banana TikTok to, quote, protect our freedoms, but TikTok suppresses so many people's voices, especially people of color's voices on this app. And that's like, I feel like that's really like contradictory.
Yeah. Somebody said they got a permanent ban last Friday for no reason. And my thing is like that's the point of this. Like they want to give us all the tools to contact our senators to help them, but when we have a problem, we can't contact them. Oh, hey, Denbis, I actually made something for you. I'm glad you're here. There you go. Go ahead and read that. Read it out loud and then read it again.
I love how you had that so ready for him that it was like right there, right away. Like that was amazing.
Like this is the sign of somebody. This is the sign of somebody who's been tried.
This is the petty level that I hope that I can be someday. Because I don't know, I don't want
him.
Him. He was ready 100% to take them down.
Like, when people come up like he did, I knew he was going to come back. And I was like, I got you, friend. I got something for you. So, Dimbus, I hope you enjoy your hepatitis B. Because you got it for free, therefore you shouldn't complain. Anyway. But yeah,
Why are you houseless? You should be a comedian. You should be making money off of that. What are you talking about? Like, what's going on right now?
so somebody said this app isn't free. We pay for our data. That's fair, and I'm willing to get into that actually. So I'm an amateur stand-up comedian. So I don't make money off of doing my stand-up. I'm also not a comedian year-round. But my comedy is also very contextual. Like, better believe Denbis is going to be a part of my bit. But like, since I don't make money off of comedy, I don't push it like that. But if you do want to check out my stand-up, it is on my YouTube channel. I have a whole playlist for it. And since it is March, I'm actually planning on resuming doing stand-up in April. So if you want to see me, check me out over on my YouTube channel. It is linked to my profile.
For sure.
So we pay with our personal presence. Claudia, do you have enough people to come up so you can explain that? Because I get that. That actually makes a lot of sense. You have enough people to come up, actually. Come on up. And like, I've honestly never heard that argument before, that some people will argue that the app isn't free and that we pay with our data. And that's actually, like, I can see that argument. I don't know if I would use that argument. I don't know if I would use that argument, but that's actually a good argument. Because, like, anybody else with, like, more than 2 brain cells rubbing together will tell you, like, they have a lot of our data, especially those of us who go live for money. We have to give them our ID to prove that we're over 18. Or we have to use a pay app to confirm that we're over 18. I'm gonna drop, okay. So yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. I would have to become more well-versed on that argument before I use it myself, but I definitely see that. But yeah, we can go back to the topic. Cause bring me up. I invited you up, babe. I can't, so TikTok is broken. I can't let people up from this part on my screen. So leave and come back.
I do feel like this would be a good conversation if Claudia could come up.
Yeah, this would be like, so like, by all means, like, Claudia, leave and come back and type that you're back and I'll let you up. Okay, cool. I see that you're back, but it went, okay, I'm back, right on. All right, I invited, okay, somebody else invited you too. Okay, cool.
Hey,
Hi.
hello. All right. So, yes, all of the apps, and I think I also want to comment to our audience member who was like, "Well, the library," and I'm like, "That's completely different." And in fact, the library is the commons. That's something we all own. These are commercial platforms that are owned by a very specific small number of people, and they tricked us onto coming on here. They told us, Facebook said we're free. Facebook wasn't free. We're paying with our presence. We're paying with our performance. We're the thing that makes all the profit and makes all the money. So we're paying not only with our data, so they're literally taking all our data, and that's these platforms are designed on profit models that are designed to profit off of our personal data. If they had asked us all at the beginning of this 20 years ago, hey, we believe your data is worth this much, will you just go on my website and do stuff? We'd say no, pay me money for that. That's my property and it's worth this much money. I want to profit from it. But they told us that the space was free. Just do stuff on us. They also lied to us about what they promised us. So they promised us, come onto our platforms, and exchange your work for free, and you can do your exchanges. They didn't tell us they were going to interrupt our exchanges, that they were going to put their thumb on the scales. So that means some people get their messages heard more, and some people have to pay to even get anybody to hear their message. And some folks, even when you pay, the platforms still refuse to spread that message. So these platforms are not the commons. These platforms are not free. You are paying with your presence. Right now, we are working for free on behalf of TikTok. We are free laborers for the platform of TikTok. Most platforms back in the day, they had to pay to get people to work for them. We do it for free. That's the end of my TED Talk. Thanks for having me up on your stage, though. So, and feel free to ask me any questions, but like strongly held opinion. That's why I started Followers Forever, because I was like, we need to figure out a way to get out of this trap of being on these platforms for free when actually they're captures.
Okay. I'm still processing that. Everything you said made sense. It's just like I'm trying to like really process that. Hey, Kat. But Jasmine, I saw you unmuted. Please go ahead.
I just wanted to tell people that Followers Forever is a real website that's really amazing, and I think that people should use it. I try to use it, but I support a lot of things that Claudia does, but I'm biased, so there's that.
Right on. I'm looking at Followers Forever right now.
Yeah, full
I
transparency.
can see why you're biased.
Yeah, full transparency. I'm trying to figure out like a solution to a problem that's so gigantic. Like billionaires made a problem for us. I'm trying to figure out how we can get back control over the relationship between us as creators and us as audience members. Because I'm really annoyed at no longer being an empowered audience member. Even if I follow you, I don't necessarily see your content. And if the platform decides to silence you or to get rid of you, I don't even know it happened. It's invisible to me. So if Followers Forever, I made it so if I want to find you, I can. If I want to support you, I can. But we're still working on it. But yeah, please go right ahead. But like I got an argument with an audience member because they were like, you're charging $1 a month. That's too much. And I said, I'm not going to do the thing Zuckerberg did to you. I refuse to lie and claim that I'm giving you something for free when that's a sucker's game. They're lying to you and tricking you into giving away something that's so deeply valuable. The most valuable thing there is you recruiting people and creating connections with them and then doing the everyday labor of keeping those connections alive. We do so much valuable labor on behalf of these social media platforms. They've made millions and millions of dollars off of the exchanges that we should be doing for free with each other. But the platform isn't free.
Right. Okay. That's cool. Somebody asked, Blue Sky. I don't know if they're talking to me or you. Are you on Blue Sky?
I am on Blue Sky. I'm on all the platforms. I think that in many ways, the offer for all these platforms is a little bit of a lie. Because like Dorsey is not going to free us, right? Dorsey made Twitter. We were users of Twitter and we had to fight. We had to fight Dorsey, and the federal government had to force him to make Twitter a space that was less awful. And then he sold it to Musk. And now Twitter's terrible. He was always going to do Blue Sky. He was planning on doing Blue Sky anyway, so meh is my response to Blue Sky.
That's true. Or the platform, the Cookout. Okay.
Ooh, you know what? Somebody else say something about the Cookout. I'd love to hear somebody else's opinions on these platforms.
So I was on the Cookout like briefly, but I think the Cookout got shut down because I think they said there wasn't enough not enough users, but people weren't really, I can't remember. I think it was like too much to handle or something like that. But I was on it. But I'm wondering like your opinion on platforms like that. That's why I asked about Blue Sky and the Cookout, because they present themselves as alternatives to the mainstream social media platforms that we have, right? And they want to do, like, the Cookout's purpose was to be simply for Black people and to stop suppression of Black voices. But do you think like the same thing that happens on TikTok or Twitter with like voice suppression would have happened on platforms like the Cookout or even Blue Sky, even though they're being presented as alternatives, but they're free?
I think that I can't trust a platform Like one of the ways that I've been trying to navigate living in occupation, because I consider us all living in under occupation. We're inside supremacy culture. And so that means most institutions are going to try to trick me. They're going to lie to me. They're going to offer me a value proposition, and it's going to be a grift because this is capitalism. I'm always there. People are going to try to always trick me out of my money and offer me something that is most likely going to be a little racist, a little heterosexist, and helps to firm up the empire. So all I can do is be the strongest, most empowered consumer as possible, the most empowered creator as possible. So no matter what platform I'm on, I'm as free as I can be, which is why I'm on a whole bunch of different platforms. I'm not going to be only on one, because I don't think we should be dependent on one platform, because that's like being dependent on one club, one person who's running the club. I feel like our freedom also lies in us having lots and lots of other ways we're connected. So lives like this are vital. These kinds of conversations are vital because they can't suppress us talking right now to each other. And also having other tools like the Followers Forever tool that I made, but even like being connected on Discord, having email lists, just having ways that we're connected to each other that isn't being mediated or moderated by an outside platform, because the platform isn't free.
Right.
And when we're on the platform, we're not free.
Okay. I feel that. That makes perfect sense.
I'm glad you invited me up in here. I have somebody who's going to be coming over. I got this I got this art piece that somebody's had in my house for a week. They have this art piece is in disabled people's houses, and so they're going to come and pick it up in just a couple of minutes. You're the last people who are getting to see Im Eifler's beautiful piece of art. She's blink pop shift here on the platform. But I'm going to get off the stage so I can let them in so they can take their beautiful piece of art. Thank you for having this important conversation. This is how we free us. We have conversations like this. So like right on, right on.
Right on. Thank you for coming up. You take care. I hope y'all got the chance to follow that person before they left, because that was fucking tight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did. I love her.
And it's like I'm glad, like I'm totally glad that that person came in and put like a serious spin on this, because this was I definitely made that to be like dunking on somebody like directly. And but everything they said like makes absolute sense. That was wow. That's wild. That's wild to think about, for real.
Claudia is like really brilliant. Like they say a lot of amazing things and they do a lot of work in the disability justice space.
And you know what? This is why I make stuff like this, because it's like every now and then you'll get somebody who can really tell you something. So really this served two purposes today, and I'm here for it. But I'm going to go back to the actual topic now, because I think that Denbis didn't like an educated person of color coming in on this and probably pieced out because he's a piece of shit.
I will say, I always come into your lives when there's like 5, 7 people, and then it gets popping, and I'd be like, what? How did it get so crowded?
It's you. It's literally you. You're saving me from the shadow realm.
I was blaming you.
Oh my God.
That's why sometimes, like, even when I'm at work, I'll just sit on people's lives, like, on as a guest, because I know that quite a few of the people that follow me, they'll come in and they'll hang out in lives and stuff if I'm just, like, sitting up there, just to, like, bring a few extra people and stuff. It's kind of like the way that I share, because, like, every time when I share,
Yeah.
they don't ever look at the share, you know what I mean? But people click on my name when they see me up on top, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So if you put in a request, please comment, because TikTok is glitching and I can't let you up from the bottom of the screen. Or one of my mods can let you up. Same. I follow Jasmine here. Yeah. Moose, who put in a request?
Saw that request. I just didn't know. There's someone named the Mandalore who wants to come up now. I don't know.
Oh, the Mandalore's cool. The Mandalore's
Oh,
cool.
okay.
I've been in lives with them a couple times. They're pretty cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hey. Yeah, I just got on right at the end of the last person who was up with her stuff, and I did want to say that TikTok is a a place for freedom to create. I definitely sit on some lives when I'm doing my artwork. I do comic book art for myself mainly, but just you're right. The freedom to create is at risk, and I use TikTok to help promote myself as well.
Right on. I mean, and that's facts. Like people, I like having guests up because I like talking to people. And like somebody came in the other day, I think like last week, and was like, "Oh, I see your see your live. Do you mind if we body double while I clean my car?" And I was like, "Yeah, sis, chill out. We're here." um, but now that hey Evo, but now that you say it, capitalism fails everyone. It's like that person probably like I don't know if they were subconsciously doing it, but that person was also probably like, "Hey, I can help share this by way of like instead of sharing in people's inboxes, like they can see me live with somebody and they'll come in because people did start coming in when they saw that person in the box."
Yeah, sometimes it just having different people up is a good thing, a good attractor for some opinions and other people just coming in.
Yeah. Not to say sharing doesn't work. Please do share the live.
Oh, definitely.
And thank y'all for 15K likes. Let's get to 20K likes. And also, please do follow and gift the panelists. They are all awesome. So
Just
yeah,
follow me. Don't give me. I don't need no little TikTok money. You can give it to her or
all right
them.
on.
I'm good.
All right on.
But I'm actually gonna drop down.
Okay.
But thank you so much for having me, and as always, Jasmine, I'll see you later.
Jazz.
See you. I just started reading this article that sadly wrote about or talked
Oh, what happened?
about. No, so they wrote the New Yorker wrote an article and they titled it "Libertarians and Socialists and Jill Stein, oh my."
The fuck?
A picture of Jill Stein.
With a picture of Jill Stein, of course. Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, the Mandalorian left too. What the heck? I'm spiraling really, really bad today, so I might dip and come back later if I can. It's okay, Evo. Take care of yourself. Also, I saw a lot of people with flags and watermelons. Free Palestine. Um. So, yeah, it's like that's just that's stop it. TikTok is doing that thing now where it's like, do you want notifications? And I'm like, no, but it'll interrupt my live to do it. End Aku everywhere. Exactly. But yeah, it's Jill Stein. It's like, I get it. She has the right to exist. Oh, hey, Frank. But like, we can tell that her existence is more valued than others. And that's the weird part. I'll be lucky if TikTok doesn't kick me out of my own live again. Like TikTok fully shuts down and kicks me out of my own damn live. Hello PH, hello Crawdaddy.
Sometimes.
Do what?
I just think that TikTok does people dirty sometimes, but because we need what dopamine we get from it, we come back.
Yeah, you're right.
Perfect.
Hello EB. Hello everybody else that came in. Sorry I missed your name. Welcome to one and all. It helps me get through my long ash day for real. But yeah, TikTok to go all the way back because we got hella off track. For those of you who haven't gotten a notification yet, TikTok has been sending out notifications like these and also sent out a different notification recently to automatically connect people to their Congress people to vote no on banning TikTok. But when we have a problem we don't have a way to reach TikTok because they closed all their emails about 2 years ago. So this is the time that we should be taking the opportunity to use how TikTok has given us a call to action as leverage to like basically give us the customer service that we all deserve to have. Like, I think of the platform as a business in terms of like, in a way, we're all consumers, whether we're providing content or not. So therefore, we should be able to speak to the manager when we're having a problem, and we can't. So this is our opportunity to leverage, like, you want us to help you, you need to help us, and you need to do the most basic thing of us having a way to contact you when we're having a problem. I really like that. Right on. A vote for third party inflates Trump's numbers. Don't vote green tent. I vote for who I want to vote for, and don't blame me if you don't vote for your values because you want to be a vote blue no matter who zombie.
Thank you for saying that, Helios. Thank you. I'm so tired of people bullying you into who you should vote for. These liberals, it really, really freaking frustrates me. Like, during the election, like, for the past, ever since what? The first time that, ever since Hillary, right? Well, at least that's when I was able to vote. People have been trying to bully, these liberals have been trying to bully you into who to vote for. And it really, really frustrates me, especially as a Black, queer, and trans person. Like, they're like, if you're not voting for this Democrat, then you're gonna ruin the nation. And it just pisses me the F off.
Yeah, it's because it's like, they know the power of our vote, and they want the power of our vote to themselves instead of us using the power of our vote. Because if our vote wasn't powerful, they wouldn't keep trying to ban us from using it. And somebody asked me a question. Wish I had your grace. Can I ask what steps we can take to let them know our concerns since we can't email? Go to the Google Play Store or the Apple Play Store and vote 1 and leave a review. That's the best we can do for right now. I'm not even a creator, but I agree. Yeah, you shouldn't have to be a creator. You should be able to reach out to TikTok and they get the frick back to you. And also, if you don't want to call your congressperson to advocate for TikTok, so be it. There's obviously plenty of other people who called because they had to shut down their phone line because so many people were calling. Feel free to use this tool to advocate for whatever you want to advocate for. I personally suggest contacting your congressperson about the Affordable Connectivity Program and telling them to keep funding the Affordable Connectivity Program so we can keep 25 million Americans connected with phone and internet. Third-party candidates remind me of high school class president. Okay. Do you have a point or what? Two-party system has died, and I'm glad everyone finally said something aloud, literally.
But what does that have to do with your live?
Nothing. It has nothing to do with the live. I think they're one of your hate follows, and they just follow you around.
I just ignore these people though. Like, I don't argue with them. Like, I tell them don't vote for me, and I keep it moving. I don't know what to say.
I have Jasmine blocked. Then why are you here? Move around. My whole thing is like, I'm tired of people bullying into I express that I am tired of people trying to bully me into who I should be using my powers for. Like, maybe you should have done something to earn my trust instead of trying to bully me. Get the fuck out. Like, that's it. Anywho, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Go ahead, Jasmine.
I like coming here when it's only us.
Yeah, for real.
It's like, okay, I'll tell you guys, selfish person I am. I'm the kind of selfish person that will go to the best restaurant, eat all the food, and not tell anybody about it because I don't want to share because it's going to change once they get blown up.
Yeah, for real.
Dude,
What?
why are you still talking? Like,
Yeah,
you
for
are
real.
allowed to leave. I do be gatekeeping good food places. I'm so sorry. I do.
Oh my god. No, I feel as a Southerner, I feel that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hey, chicken and nuggets. I'm sorry, I said your name backwards. Hello, my life. Hello, Quinn. It's just like I'm saying, people are always trying to bully me into some shit, and in the same breath, try to shit on me for being homeless. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm not gonna do what you want me to because you've already shown me your true self. You don't care about the oppression that I'm experiencing. You care about the oppression that you're afraid of experiencing. Get the fuck out. Period. Let me ask you, Helos, what is your opinion and what would you like to have us know about the topic? This or the ACP program? Because you were here for that part as well. As a server, we appreciate you sometimes. Sometimes weekends in the South is wild. It's like I don't want a good place to blow up because shit gets weird when places blow up. It's like what happened with TikTok. TikTok was fun at first and then it blew up and now it's this. Hey that one. Hello person that came in before that one. But yeah, when it's just us, it's a lot quieter. Nuggets, how are you doing? Honestly, both. If you can speak on them, but you mentioned the ACP, and I'm very curious. The Affordable Connectivity Program is a program that was rolled out by George Bush that was enacted at the tail end of his presidency, and they got coined as Obama phones because it rolled out at the tail end of George Bush, and like everybody had a phone. Y'all don't roast me for that. Don't at me. Everybody had a phone by the time Obama was in office, and everybody knew about it by the time Obama was in office. So that's why they get called Obama phones, even though Bush started the program. And I will point out that the Affordable Connectivity Program was not at risk under Trump, and now Joe Biden is in office, and now we got to worry about the ACP program. Just fucking saying. Just like what happened with Roe v. Wade. Like, I'm just saying. But yeah, so they're not ending the program officially. They are letting it run out of funding. So use this tool to contact your Congress people to tell them keep 25 million Americans connected to their communities, their places of work, and all these other things that because people will say the biggest argument that I've heard, which isn't a real argument, but I'm going to say it here anyway, is that if you have an emergency, you can call 911. 911 is not going to babysit your child if you get called into work and you have to go to work because you need the money, because our system keeps you impoverished and continuously convinces you that you need to work to be able to meet the bare minimum lest you become homeless. 911 isn't for you having to call a cab because your car broke down and you got to go ahead and make it to your shift, or you got to go pick up your sick child. People need phone and internet. I went to Excelsior with some friends like yesterday, and they shut off the pay stalls for the parking and want people to download a goddamn app to be able to pay for parking to enjoy the public park. You need a smartphone with internet to be able to pay for parking. The infrastructure is requiring people to have smartphones and internet for something as basic as that. Like, please use, if you don't want to advocate for TikTok, I'm not pressuring you to. Please use this tool to contact your congressperson and tell them to keep the funding going for the ACP program. Please and thank you. Krusty, I saw you unmuted a few times. Please do say your piece.
Oh, okay. So I was talking to one of my mutuals and he was saying that it's kind of, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but that these kind of programs they kind of rotate like that. Like they bring them in and then they kind of funnel them out like that. Like it's common for them to lose funding like this.
That can be true. It's just like I don't know any program like the ACP program. If they propose a new program, then that's fine. It's just they said that they're shutting down the ACP program, and I wasn't told about anything that was replacing it.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So if they do replace the ACP program, fine. But why interrupt 25 million American service when you could just keep the ACP program?
So I just wanted to let you know, the Blam is in here, Blam fam, and they created a whole app outside of TikTok for people as an alternative. Like they may be biased, but I do think that they would be pretty cool to contribute if they're still here on that conversation.
Oh yeah, I waved hey to him. I didn't know Blam Fam did that.
Yeah.
If you okay. If they're still in here, and they request, Krusty or Cat, if you're still in here, please do let them up. I can't let people up. I can invite people up and they can accept my invitation, but I can't let people up from the request because TikTok is glitching out. And I'm sorry, Jupiter. You asked me another question. Would you please re-ask it? Because I got wrapped up in the ACP program and now I forgot what your other question was. Hey, AZ girl. Hello, Morgan. Hey, Cousin Quaker, what's up? You finally made it. How you doing? Would you like to come up? Josh, hello. Lucky, hello. I'm waiting on Jupiter's other question. Nightmare Tokyo, hello. Heart Trans Flag, hello. Oh, I was just, if there was just anything you had to tell us about. Oh, okay, yeah. Breezy, hello. Oh my gosh, I forgot the topic of the damn live. Anyway, thank you. No thanks. I'm a sick kid at home, which is possibly why I'm here. It's all good. I got you, friend. It's all good. So I'm honestly, I'm glad, given that they had to shut down the Congress people had to shut down their phone lines because so many people were calling in upset about TikTok. I am glad I don't feel pressured to have to support them. And at the same time, we need to acknowledge how TikTok has ruined some people's lives. Someone is fully dead because of TikTok. There's one person that we know of that is no longer with us because they made CP accusations against that person and doxed them, and that person self-terminated on a live. Knowing that TikTok has ruined some people's lives in such a devastating way to the point where they felt like that was the thing that they had to do to get out of it. Like, do we really need a platform that does that to people? Go ahead, Krusty.
This is why I talk about bullying and cyberbullying. People laugh and joke and laugh at me when I use the term cyberbullying, but I feel like it's at an all-time high with TikTok. Like, it's just ridiculous, especially how Black creators get treated on here. Like, like people will mass report your lives if they just don't, or your account if they don't agree with something that you're saying, and then you get your account bananas. It's really, really, really awful, and it's really terrible what happened to that person. It's just, I really hate bullying. I hate it in general.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know if that person was a person of color. I don't know what happened. Somebody made some fake WhatsApp screenshots where the person was framed the person as talking to underage people in a sexual manner. And then suddenly it turned into possession of CP accusations, and then it turned into doxing, and then that person self-terminated on TikTok live in real time.
Oh my God. What?
Yeah. Yep.
Because people forget that these are real humans on the end of this camera. Like,
Literally. Do you
why?
know?
This is why I make no bones about playing with y'all. I cuss y'all out just like you need.
Period. Like, it's
Don't
crazy
let you
too
jeopardize
because.
my mental health. And I hope
Oh, I'm
all of you
sorry.
out there don't let people jeopardize your mental health.
And most of them are children still. Yeah, like I don't know anything
Yes.
about the person who self-terminated. I think that person was an adult or a teenager. I think that person was old enough to be monetized on TikTok. I don't know anything after that. That means that the person was over the age of 18. Um, but like knowing that that exists, knowing that somebody self-terminated on a live because somebody made fake screenshots which led to fake accusations which led to this person terminating is like, do we really need TikTok? And it's like that's the big issue, right? But then there are all these smaller things that happen, like all the black cosplayers that get banned because white and Asian men decide to mass report them because that character isn't black. Like it it's everything.
But Helios, I mean,
Yes.
that has been happening with so many platforms for years, right? Like, I can name all the way back to maybe 2008 when people were what, Amanda Todd. Do you remember Amanda Todd?
That name sounds familiar, but please do elaborate.
Okay, she was like a 13-year-old who was on I don't remember what platform she was on, but she was on some platform, some chat platform, might have been Omegle, and she was talking to this like grown man, and basically what happened was he what is it, blackmail, extorted her for inappropriate pictures and then threatened to spread those pictures. She posted a video on YouTube about self-terminating, and she ended up self-terminating because he exposed her pictures. So he was spreading CP, right? But
Right.
basically what I'm saying is that this has been happening on so many platforms for years, and these platforms still don't get regulated. Even though you see like the kind of censorship that we have today is not what we used to have in the past on platforms. It's just that this kind of thing has been happening for the longest on the internet. And I don't know if necessarily like banning the platforms will happen, because these platforms are just going to keep coming up and coming up as different iterations.
You're right. And I can see like how it seems like kind of a pointless endeavor because because we don't have laws to be like, hey, don't do this. Like, even though that guy was spreading CP and like there are laws for that, it's just like you gotta catch it first. It's like, hey, Mobiissimo. Hey, Mobiissimo, welcome back. Um, it's like the law. Also, laws don't stop people from doing the thing. Like, revenge corn isn't illegal in all 50 states, but CP and distributing CP is illegal in all 50 states. But that kid doesn't want to be known for that. And then, like, let's fast forward to a few weeks ago or a few months ago, where a young lady unalived because some teenage boys in her same school made fake AI corn of her. Like, but that's the thing that's not going to go away. Like, that's misogyny based. Go
Right.
ahead,
But
Jasmine.
no, I just think that we have to get to a place where we don't body shame people. We don't exploit them. Like, it more often than not, it's the victim of the release of the tape or the release of the pictures, right, that is suffering, never the person who put them in a precarious situation against their will. We as a society need to stop shaming the victims, right? Because it should never be this part. That we should never let people get to the point where you got victimized and you are the person suffering.
You're right. Like stopping it at its source is what's important. Like, and like the source of it isn't the crime. The source of it is the social stigma.
But that's what I'm saying.
Like,
We
yeah,
stigmatize.
go ahead.
They put your naked stuff out there. We all been naked out there. Like it's not a big deal. Like not
Mhm.
to say it's not a big deal, but it's not going to be the end of you, and you can get past this. You shouldn't feel guilty for your body. You should be. There should be no repercussions for the person who is exploited. That's what I'm trying to say. Society
Right.
should be shaming the person that posted that picture, that posted that video, not the person that was taken advantage of.
Exactly. But like with the way society is right now, of course those young ladies self-terminated. Like because they even when you're that young, you feel the shame. And also they want to, it's the only thing that they can think of that would permanently make them safe from the person who did that to them. So I get it. That's what happened to Sexy Red. People were shaming her. Would you please elaborate on Sexy Red?
Yeah, so I think one of her ex-partners or her partner posted a video of her, something sexual, and a bunch of people were making fun of her genitals and, just talking about them. And she was very, very depressed about it. And I think she like left social media for a little while because of it. And then also what Jasmine was saying was making me think about this book by Sonia Renee Taylor called The Body Is Not an Apology. She's like this black woman who's like plus size, and I really, really love her work.
Right on. So are you saying that happened to Sexy Red recently, or is that something like far back in the past?
Oh yeah, it happened recently. It happened recently. And it's also, it made me think about how on Twitter, like people just post a bunch of like unsolicited corn on Smexy Red's Twitter posts. Like every single post that she has, they just post a bunch of corn. And that's sexual harassment.
Yeah, it is. Like, but far be it for Twitter to do something about it. Um, which is
Oh,
like
no one.
another reason why a lot of people are leaving Twitter. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, no one's calling for the takedown of Twitter. No one is
Right.
talking about the boycott of Twitter. There is so much now. I didn't know. I didn't know. I did not know till I got on X, and one of my employees, because I get out managing my social media. They were like, "You have some SMEX workers that support you, but the type of work they do involves fecal matter. Can we not?" And I was like, "I didn't know that was a thing." I was like, "You gotta let me see what you're talking about." I didn't know that was on Twitter, and I want you to take that. I didn't know that was out there. I didn't know it was out there like that. It is not a place for children and some adults. It's a wild spot.
Yeah, Twitter. I actually like Twitter for how wild it is, though. Like, I like that Wild West aspect of Twitter, even though I know that's a very unpopular opinion. But yeah, it should definitely be a plus 18 site. But like, other than that, fucking let the dice roll.
Oh no, I did. I just told that employee we got to show everybody love. You don't have to do Twitter anymore. But it opened my eyes. I saw some things I didn't know. I learned a lot
Mhm.
that day.
Yeah, Twitter, I actually tried to do Smex work on Twitter and it didn't work out. I didn't gain any traction, so I let it go. But there are people blowing up on Twitter, and it's because they do the more extreme stuff like that. There
It's
are
this
oh, go ahead.
extreme.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I have a fried. I think you mean friend. Um, oh, go ahead, Jasmine. I saw you on mute.
No, I was agreeing with Krusty. Yeah, somebody took the fecal matter and they made animals, shapes, and words with their hands, no gloves, and they used their feet.
Yeah.
I, I,
What?
it was
See,
a lot to behold. It was a lot to behold, but that's a person that votes. What am I supposed to
Yeah,
do?
listen, you can't tell them nothing. Low
yeah, for real.
key,
You can't tell them
and a
nothing. For
job is
real.
a job, okay?
You better believe it. You better believe it.
And look, and they donated to my campaign. I can't say nothing but thank you very much. This
Okay,
will come from too.
period.
Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it?
Ooh.
Because you know what? Like, people forget, like, sex workers are a part of the movement. And pun intended, representation matters, facts. And it's like, you know, like, the money spends all the same. Let's talk about it. Don't, like, what if other people's yuck is yum? What if other people's yum is yuck? Like, exactly, like the pun. I didn't do that on purpose. But yeah, how are things? Doing great, Maribel. How are you?
But I do think that if we normalize talking about the importance of those types of individuals, it would make it easier, because this whole corn is just a job, right? It is just a job. And because we are so stigmatized, like, people wouldn't have to end their, oh, I was in a corn. You weren't. But that doesn't mean anything. It should be no different than being in a birthday video. I know it's not,
exactly.
but you know what I'm trying to say.
No, I know what you're trying to say. And my thing is, like, SMEX workers are, like, first of all, like, usually the first and foremost leftist people. And, like, back when I was still on Chatterbait, there was a young lady who was, like, all about Trump until his presidency ended, and then all the stuff cleared out, and you would never be able to tell that this person was all about Trump, because they're just trying to get that money. And unfortunately, Trump supporters are the ones that usually have the money. It doesn't, you know, it's a bunch of poor people pandering, poor people, like, supporting Biden. But, like, she figured it out, because when Biden was in office, she cleared all the stuff and never talked about politics again. So, like, I get it, boo. Chase that dollar. It's just, as a former SMEX, I appreciate this convo for sure. And it's like, I don't like how modern day social media has, like, desensitized us out of talking about SMEX work. It's like, SMEX workers are out here housing people when our government won't. Okay? Let's be real about this. SMEX workers are out here doing the damn thing. Go ahead, Jasmine.
No, when your churches, some of the best volunteers I've got in my mutual aid here in North Carolina are sex workers.
Yeah.
They
let's be for real.
They help with the hungry. They help with the tired. Like, they do. I'm not saying every SMEX worker has the heart of gold. That's not the narrative I'm trying to paint. The point I'm trying to paint is, it is usually poor and disenfranchised, marginalized people helping other poor, disenfranchised, marginalized people.
Exactly. You're exactly right. And, like, when they do, you know, when they do climb up that ladder, when they make the patriarchy work for them and they get housing, they help others. Like, SMEX workers housed me for a lot of the time that I was in Tucson, Arizona. So, you, like, people try to come at me with, like, what about this and that? And I'm like, what about it? It's a job, bro. It's a job. Oh, he dropped. Never mind. Okay. So welcome back, Claudia. So it's just like, like, let's talk about it for what it is. Like, and this whole Fosta Sesta thing, that was a damn joke. That was definitely for
That was
go
done to
ahead.
hurt. That was done to hurt social sex workers completely. They claimed it was for kids, but it's not.
It's
Can
not.
you go
Go
into
ahead.
that a little bit? Because what exactly happened?
With Fosta. Oh, thank you so much for the 65 roses. I'm gonna go ahead and start a garden with y'all with all these roses. Thank you so much. Somebody said something. I sent a request. Dave, the sword guy, what do you want to talk about? That was always meant to be harmful. Yeah. The problem is you people cry about anything. Okay, then leave. Dave, what do you want to talk? What do you want to talk about? They need. Okay, now we're getting back on the topic because of the chat. They need banned it so y'all can go back to work. So who can go back to work? How bad the TikTok ban bill really is. Oh, okay, y'all can let Dave up.
Okay.
But be prepared for him to say the N word and drop him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Hey Phil. Hey Paul. Hey Seven.
Here, I'm gonna invite him. Can you explain foster sester real quick before Dave comes up, if that's okay?
Oh
My
yeah.
mother
Oh,
would
hang on a
reach.
second, Dave.
My mother would reach.
Yeah, there he goes.
Uh,
He already
my
turned
mother would
up.
reach. Yeah, for real.
Ciao.
My mother would reach. All right, bye. So
Trying to say his mother
Sorry.
would
good
reach.
job.
He might have been trying to say his mother would reach up out of the grave and fight him if he used that kind of language. He might have been trying to say that, y'all.
I mean, I guess, but like, don't come in hot like that. That's not trustworthy.
Turned up.
For real. You gotta come in cool. You can't come in at all. But yeah,
COSA was
they
supposed to
made
protect kids online by making
yeah.
companies accountable for what kids do online. So, like, you see how, like, Cornhub is, like, saying you need to upload your ID and stuff like that? It's
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing. It's the same. They use that to get rid of the adult section in Craigslist and Backpage. It's just doing things and the guy under the guise of children to make other people less safe.
Okay. Thank you for that explanation. He requested again. Do you want him to come up?
Nah, he can stay in the comments. He
Okay.
came in too hot. Bro, Dave the Sword Guy, when you like take a few glasses of ice water and chill out, I'll think about it. But right now you're gonna sit in the comments. Um this new thing is gonna be similar. Yeah, the next new thing's gonna be similar. Flocks.
I mean,
I see you, Flocks.
they both technically violate your rights, the Constitution, but it's gonna have to go to Supreme Court.
Yeah, I can see I honestly agree with hey Bex, I honestly agree with uploading your ID if you make content on adult websites to verify that you're above the age of 18, or using the alternative of using a debit card or pay app that's connected to your age. But in terms of using it, I don't know. I'm a little bit back and forth with that one. Thank you for the lemonade.
Oh, that's why they ask for it now, because of foster sesta?
So the reason why Pornhub asked for it is because there were people uploading content of underage people and
Mm.
people uploading content of people that had went missing. Corn,
Oh,
right. So I mean the I get it. I did not use TikTok friendly language on that one, but like from this point on, it's not going to be very TikTok friendly because I'm actually going to talk about this. A young lady went missing, and I think she's from the United States. She went missing, and she was missing for like almost a year, and or like over a year. It was something about a year. I don't exactly remember, but she wasn't found like, like on the street or anything, but her mom found her on the hub in
Wow.
gangbang videos.
Oh my
So
gosh.
so yeah, we've entered very TikTok unfriendly territory. I'm okay with that because the issue needs to be talked about as it is. That girl was
Absolutely.
missing for a long time, and I don't know how old she was. Not that it matters. Like, this is a horrible event to happen to anybody. This girl went missing, and her mom found her on the hub in these videos. So you know it wasn't with her consent. Like, I think the girl has since been recovered and reunited with her family, but that's why the hub has people upload their IDs now and has studios upload their license and everybody who works for the studios IDs, and you can't just upload anything off the cuff anymore because that was going on. And like, trust me, it was a
Mm.
big push. It took government intervention or the bank intervention for them to be like, yo, you need to start carding people. Like, this chick went missing. And of course it wasn't an altruistic venture. Of course they were afraid that people would stop supporting the hub if it got around that they weren't doing anything about people going missing and then turning up in videos. So
Mm.
yeah, it's that bad.
That's crazy because I be hearing people say, "Oh, PH Pornhub supports CP. They didn't like the CEO or whatever didn't have a good stance on like CP being uploaded to the website. But I guess that changed now since they're doing the ID.
So the user base has always been supporting, has always been reporting CP. That's a thing that we've always taken care of. So commonly you wouldn't have to worry about CP because the user base would be all over that. The video would be taken down. That person would be banned from uploading, and you wouldn't have to see that again. The PH community is very underrated for how active it is in protecting the community in and of itself. The PH community is one of the best communities on the internet, to be perfectly honest with you. So
that is a perspective I haven't heard before.
yeah, it's like the PH community is a pretty fucking solid community.
Yeah, I've actually heard that before. I think it's a principle you're already familiar with. Who keeps you safe now? Your streets are protected by you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, that's such a big metaphor. That's a big metaphor. Wow, that's wild. That's wild.
But it
They
can't.
be thinking.
But I do have something to add though. So what isn't so good is their copyright policy. A lot of that, which is another reason why they started carding people. A lot of, especially dominatrixes, were getting their content re-uploaded without their permission. Free Palestine. Were getting their content uploaded without permission, and of course they were losing money, and they couldn't. And like the recourse for their content being uploaded without their permission was super slow, and the hub was really dragging their feet about getting their content taken down, and it was a total nightmare for them before they started doing ID verification.
Wow. I didn't know that. I had no idea.
I also think corporations are waiting to find out if the government is going to accept their bribe before they attempt to fix things.
Yeah. Yeah. For real. That's that, no cap on that one. Ban TikTok. Why? Go ahead. Like I let people up, like, valid reminder, for real. Like Cornhub is the original internet whose streets are streets. We keep us safe. Except for copyright. That's the part where everybody gets fuddled. Hey Moss. Or Mouse, my bad. You don't even have enough people to come up. But go ahead and tell us why hashtag ban TikTok. Because all perspectives are welcome here. Go ahead. Hello, poor Richard. The bookshop in Colorado Springs? Hi, how are you? I'm doing quite well. How are you? Oh, somebody else. I really wish the companies or org would take more responsibility. They it's on us. Like it's on us. Go ahead, Moose.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say anything.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw you on mute. My bad. Hello, Minty Fresh. And thank y'all to everybody who's been in here. You know what? I saw this happen in real time with Peaches Loves. I noticed that when I raise my voice, because I'm neurodivergent and I get super passionate, my views go up, and as soon as my voice comes back down, my views go back down.
Well, that's
TikTok. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, that was it. TikTok thinks you're about to rage farm, right? They give you the people when they think you're shouting and you're upset. That's how they were.
Yeah, they reward. You said it. They reward chaos. Not saying your voice is inherently chaotic. No, you're good. It's just like that's how we know we always have algorithms listening to us. When I raise my voice, no matter what I'm talking about, if I raise my voice, my views go up. That's why somebody talked about how the new format for the algorithm is like, if you talk in a high pitched voice, or maybe not high pitched, but just at a higher volume, like your voice is exuding more energy, those videos get more views.
That's wild. I didn't know that. You know, I need to read that book. I think it's a book, The Algorithms of Oppression, cuz I wonder if that was put in the book. That is really interesting to think about. Maybe I should just start screaming on my lives like while I'm reading. So that people could-
I guess so. So like a few months ago, I don't know if they're still doing this, but a few months ago, the suggested format for TikTok was if you talk like this, you'll get more views. Like, comment, and subscribe. It was that. And I was like, I can't maintain that voice to talk about the tragedies in Palestine for like a minute. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jasmine. CP voice.
I agree with you. I think it's the NPC voice. It rewards you for doing something that's going to be like financially beneficial for them.
Yeah, and it's like we had some friends that were going along with the algorithm with that, and like of course they got exhausted because they had to talk like this all the time and do all these wild gestures and all these wild movements to get the algorithm's attention. And I'm like, I will sit in obscurity. Y'all have a nice day. Cuz I'm over here talking about homelessness. I'm not going to do that because that I feel like that's just disrespectful to the community I'm talking about. Now, if a different homeless person wants to do that, more power to you. Get that bag, boo boo. I'm not doing that. But like going live has honestly been more effective than my videos, which is why I insist on doing it. Hey, Trippy. But I do want to look at what'd you say, Blam Fam? They have an app. Would you please talk more about that, Jasmine?
Yeah, he made an app like 2 years ago, and like even some of the like being able to purchase things inside the app, he said that TikTok stole from him.
Oh, Blamazon.
Yeah.
I remember Blamazon. Yeah, that was 2 years ago, and it didn't really seem to take off.
I mean, because nobody talks about it.
You right. Okay, I'll look at. Yeah. You remember
It doesn't.
Blamazon?
Yeah, I'm on Blamazon. It doesn't have all the same features, but it never got the chance because we didn't go over there. It's kind of like with what you were saying about the Cookout app, right? Like we want these things to be great, but we want them to be exactly like the thing that was problematic.
I feel that it's like we want the same features of the problematic thing. We don't want the problematic community. Like I want to go live like I can here. I want the green screen, I want the different shapes, and I want the live setup, the multi-guest setup. That's what I want.
See, I feel like that's a bigger conversation because it's like I'm specifically talking about the Black community, but it's like sometimes it feels like we want to emulate the things that keep us oppressed. And I just sometimes want us to imagine things outside of that, right? But at
Right.
the same
Lie.
time, it's like, how can we function in this society without the things that millions of people are using, right? Like, it's just it's so hard to think. That's why I said earlier in the comments, like, we talk about having a seat at the table, but why don't we just make our own tables and sit at our own tables? But I don't know if that's like weird.
So we make our own tables, right? We do. And then one person will get an attitude and they'll say something or lie about something. Like we do this all the time. Blam made his own thing and then somebody accused him of stealing. Like Helios could make their own thing tomorrow and someone will say, oh, it's something else, right? Like there's
Yeah.
always going to be detractors. The issue is that people are not open to doing some of the critical thinking required to see through somebody just being a detractor or a hater versus real concrete criticisms.
Right. And like I want to point out that is Blamazon only available on Apple?
So I believe all right. So this part where I don't know all that. I thought I saw they were going to be on Android soon, but that might have been a while ago. So I don't know if they ever moved over to it.
I mean, if they're only on, because I'm looking at the website and it says download from the Apple Store, and I don't see anything from Android. So, like, that's
Okay,
one reason why you won't take off.
that's fair.
We did have
Because
Clubhouse at first, right? Like Clubhouse was like a black app, right? Wasn't it?
Clubhouse, I don't remember
It
that.
wasn't black though, but we did have Clubhouse. It didn't
Oh.
take off because people couldn't see each other, and it was just like talking on the phone, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then
And
Twitter
also,
stole it from Twitter Spaces.
oof. And also, people don't even talk about this one anymore. Fan base.
I haven't even heard of that one.
I'm on
Fan
every single
base.
one of them, all of them.
So fan base, my issue with fan base is like it's just like black people definitely went over there, but like fan base is mostly black men hating on black women, and I'm not here for that. I love women. I don't give a shit about all that. Oh,
Period.
somebody requested. Can somebody see who requested?
Yeah, it's RCD Renee Greco.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
Would
me
you,
either.
if you requested, please comment so we can look at your profile. Women. I
No,
was in, huh? What'd you say, Jasmine?
no notes when it comes to women.
For real. Chef's kiss. I actually made this. Hang on, I'm gonna show y'all. And I gotta go in a few because I have a phone appointment at 1, but I'm gonna show y'all this real quick. Oh, it's too high up. Dang it.
I can see it. I can see it.
Here for the
Okay.
we will have less poverty and war under women's rule.
Mm.
This one. Oh, dang it. I gotta push these down. I'm glad I'm experimenting with these now.
I can see it.
I can see it.
Okay.
You should bring it down, but I can see it.
Yeah, I'll bring it down. I made another one where I did bring it down. There we go. I'll delete that other one.
That one's a good one.
Yeah. I was like, I'm in my feelings and it's Women's History Month. Let me do that.
Okay, so then you made me bring up a question, though. I don't think we're ready to talk about it. What
Okay.
about date bigots? Like, you know, he's a racist. You know, he mistreats women. You know that. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, those people. Like, why? Am I being the bad guy here? Because, like, Melania Trump knows she's married to Donald Trump. She's 100% complicit with that. Is that, like, am I looking at it wrong? Am I looking at it, yeah, so Juniper, that would be me, right? If you mistreated a server or you did something unethical, like I couldn't be with you. But the women that laugh it off, like I get confused about that.
I think that some women just are. I mean, let's be real. We still live in a society that tells women, even though women have their own income and all their own shit now, we still live in a society that tells women that they need to appease men. Like, you need to do anything for a man, especially if you're not getting any younger.
Is it that simple though? Like, is it really just that in our face patriarchy, misogyny? Like, it's just that?
Sometimes it is. It could definitely be more nuanced, but that's the thing that I can tell you.
No, I mean, I just thought that for me, I just thought it was that like too easy, right? Like I just didn't want to blame it on. I actually didn't want to blame this one on men. I'm sorry.
Look at my face and know that that is never the right option.
You're right. You're right. Something. Like, you know, I'm running for office. People be like, oh, well, this person. And I say, you put your trust in a man.
You put your trust in it.
Right. So that's
Yes.
my fault. You're right. You're right.
Yeah. Are you talking about like pick me's though?
No, it doesn't even have to be pick
Doesn't even
me's.
have
It's
to be
like
a
people that can have
like.
people can have like different values. There are people who like have different values that are together all the time, but like as they get older, their relationship doesn't really last.
But think about
It's
the color
just
purple, right? Think about the color purple. She came to Miss Seeley, and Seeley told Hoppo to beat her. It was Seeley. It
yeah.
wasn't a man, it was Seeley, right? And like, and that would be the same person, but he's a good man, Savannah. Like, I don't know. It bothers me.
You're right. There's those self-destructive women, and in the new movie, she just straight up admitted that she was jealous of her and how strong she is. That's why she told Harpo to beat her.
Because she wanted her broken like she was. I feel that, but then that's when I get all upset. And I'd be like, come on, ladies, we ain't got to do it like this.
Anthony, good job proving my point. Because if you actually knew what we were talking about, you would know that The Color Purple is a fucking book. Maybe you
Right.
should try reading one, you corny motherfucker. Anyway. Oh, with that, I actually have to go because it's almost 1 and I gotta make my phone appointment. But I am going to do the thing where I let people say their last piece. So we got 1 minute. Please do go ahead.
Thank you so much for having me. I always enjoy your lives and I learn a lot. Peace, love, and hair grease.
Right on. All right. Go ahead.
Thank you for having me up, Helios. Oh, I was also glad I got to meet Sherman or Jasmine. That was really cool. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, right on. Hang on a second. Anthony, you'd be more productive eating ass than trying to be in my comment section. Go eat some ass and make somebody happy. Y'all take care. Bye.